Okay, guys, we are live. Look at Hobbs restraining himself from talking. For those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. And I will indeed be your friendly Dungeon Master, because tonight we're continuing on with our ongoing campaign, Session 7 of our Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition campaign. We have a very full house tonight, which is fantastic. All of the stars, well, nearly all of the stars of the ongoing Night Below campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and I got nothing else for the third ring. First up is Hobbs, who may be muted.
Hello, I am Jason Hobbs, and I am playing the Wood Elf, a savage wizard and Earth Elementalist, Elanion.
And I learned a fantastic tidbit of trivia about our Mr. Hobbs tonight, too. If you are a fan of the paintball video games, you may recognize our Hobbs in a non-digital format because he is a now retired paintball all-star. They say that still waters run deep, and it runs very true with our Mr. Hobbs.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't think I do. And next up is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John. I am playing Dorman Kettleborn, the militant wizard smuggler thief. So,
Nice.
shenanigans will unfold.
Outstanding. And as much as we've been trying to pawn off some of our fucking snow and cold weather on John, he continues to live on the Sunshine Coast. You son of a bitch.
We had some snow last night, but it was gone by dawn.
Fucking rub it in. If I stay outside too long, I'll suffer tissue damage. So, wonderful. Speaking of tissue damage, joining us back from his vacation on the West Coast as well, too, is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Calidor. He is a elven fighter thief who loves to dance. And tonight, I am drinking Lefroy Quarter Cask.
Very nice. Did you bring anything back from the West Coast?
Yeah, I did. I brought some BC special stuff. It's pretty nice.
Outstanding. Nice. Cool. And next up, having finally made his Constitution save against the bug that laid or fell him on Wednesday, is Arlen Walker.
Yeah, I'm Arlen Walker. I am playing Bergour, the dwarf, who has 18 Constitution, but I do not. So it was a little touch and go there for a while.
It was a little tricky. And next up is the man, the myth, the legend, Steve-O!
Good evening. Yes, I am playing, again, Rilligo, the level 1 half-elf chaotic neutral bard, and I am finishing off my bottle of Centennial Canadian rye whiskey.
That is a lonely, lonely bottle, my friend. Look at that. What is that?
It's a bit. There's not much left in that, but it's okay. It was well used.
I want to see you at the end of that bottle too, doing like a hamster on a. Oh, there you go, on a water spout, trying to get the last bit. Nice. And last but not least is our resident bard, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I'm not really a bard. I just write poetry.
Oh, you are.
I am playing Druin, Axebrother, fighter cleric of Clangadin, and yeah, he takes no shit from gnomes. I mean,
Well, one gnome in particular.
not one gnome in particular, anyway.
Yeah.
Outstanding. So, guys, there's another brand new thing. For those who are regular listeners, you may recognize that we've seen a change up in our map. That's because after our last session, I sat up until ridiculous o'clock in the morning to finish off that map. So, now we have a new version of the map that we had been using. That has the whole region. It looks a little different, but it is the same region, and I've expanded it out in the north as well, too, to include some of the other areas that are going to be part of our campaign. If you dig this map, and if you happen to run the Night Below campaign yourself, you can find a copy of this on the community tab. There's a download on there, so if you want to snag a copy of this, I guess whether you run it or not, you're welcome to do so. The version that is currently there, I do need to replace with the updated version, but maybe I'll do that after the session tonight. So And if we decide, right now, I'm not sure we need to be doing hex crawl stuff, but if we do decide to indulge in that, I have also created, boom, a hexy version of it as well, too. So, if I'm not crazy about the, it's not that I don't like the look of the hex thing, it's just seeing that, you know, like, where the placement of the different towns are and stuff like that is not necessarily lined up with the hexes. I'm not sure I want to make use of this, but we'll see. He prefers... Oh, fuck. I can't please... Listen to Hobbs. Hobbs gets himself a free hex. To be honest, actually, that's a pretty easy thing to fix, because it's a square thing, so... I can fix that for you there, princess. Jeez. Sorry, is your porridge too cold, Hobbs? Anyway, so then we have all of our heroes. Let me grab... Oh gosh, so we get a token. We got to get a token for the traveling band here. What are we thinking is going to be? We've been using Dorman as the token to carry along. Should we keep in that as our tradition here, guys?
That's cool. We
I think
use
so.
Give
That's
it
good
like
tradition to me.
skull and crossbones. I feel like that's probably more apt. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. We haven't had anyone die yet. Emphasizing on the yet.
Not a person to you, but he was to me.
Oh yes, right. Yeah. Your disposable dog. I don't know why. I think someone's going to call the Heronshire ASPCA on you.
Since we've called ourselves the Orc Slayers at least once or twice, and the orcs like to use that cracked skull, we could get an orc skull and crack it just to intimidate them and have that be our sign.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty cool.
With 2 crossed axes behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I know what I'm drawing tonight now, so that's good. Okay, guys, so then, where we last left off our... well, I guess first off, what happened last session? We should hang the placard of John's killed 0 dogs today. So, it's been 1 session since John's killed one of his dogs. What happened last time, guys?
Dorman almost died because a frog got him in his sleep.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, there were some really nasty little frogs.
Yeah.
But we were not surprised, if you recall.
Well, you weren't.
That's
That is
no,
true.
I used an astonishing fortune point and re-rolled. We were not surprised. You were just sleeping. It's how it happens.
Yeah. Nice. So you were traveling, I believe, down the Churnet River to get back to Milbourne. And I think... Oh, and you had that other... There was a mysterious boat involved as well, was there not?
Yeah, there was a boat that came down river in the middle of the night, and we got up and let them pass without any incident. And turns out they were just merchants on the fly.
Then,
Or at least
you
Or at least so they think.
Returned back to Milbourne. You met with some of your colleagues there as well, and then, or rather, your friends there, I suppose, your new friends, Geralt, the merchant, and I believe we left on a bit of a cliffhanger, which is very unlike me, but nevertheless, I decided to indulge in that bit of creative timing. It was an invitation to a meeting with
Lord Darius Carmen.
Yeah.
Lord Darius Carmen, the
Yes.
mining mogul of Milbourne.
Yeah. So our current date is the 12th of Flock Time. And what are you guys planning on doing? You had some other things to get done during the day, which I'm assuming you've taken care of. What else? What else do you want to get done here before you depart? Oh, actually, you know what? I think it's the 13th now, isn't it? Because it was the day you guys were planning on heading out. Is when Geralt came to you and was like, "Hey, he wants to meet with you."
Yeah.
So it's the lucky 13. So what is going to happen then, guys?
We should definitely meet with the guy. So.
I just want to buy a couple of hand axes.
Yes.
Poor throwing.
Those will be available at the smith.
Okay.
Dorman is going to be bonding with his new dog to get him used to me.
Okay. That is, I love when we're doing things that I can incorporate into my life, like food poisoning and training dogs. So, look forward to your new dog peeing in a lot of places. So then, what are you guys doing? What happens during the day, or does anything happen during the day before you go to meet up with the Lord?
I thought that it was the day before that we had gone around and talked to people and gathered up like some goods that we were going to like parcel up to Eastdale for them. Has that already happened?
That happened. Yeah, that happened the day before. Because we rolled randomly. What was it?
16 gold worth.
16.
Yeah, 16 GP worth of stuff. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
And I think that's what caught the Lord's attention, is that we're suddenly making treks cross country.
Yeah, because there was some discussion of reaching Eastdale, I think. Let's just maybe take a look at the map again here. So what you were thinking is, or what you had heard from Geralt is that he believed that the Inglorious Bastards left Melbourne after talking to old Grizzler, the old dwarf. That was right. Where is he? Because his illustration is fantastic. There he is. Yeah. Yeah. And what the news was that rather than wind their way around the Blind Ride Hills and make their way through past Citadel Silver, they were hightailing it over the High Moor and then across the Eastdale Gap there. But if there's nothing else that's going to happen between now and when you... Yeah, really. Between now and when you meet up with the Lord, why don't we just skip to the audience? Who wants to attend the audience with the Lord? And by audience, it's really like it's his house. It's a mansion, not a castle, not a keep. He's a really rich guy who happens to have either he or his family has bought himself a title. They live right over here in the mansion.
Well, Dorman definitely wants to sample some of the food that they have, so he's going.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, Druin will go too.
Nice.
Elanion is interested.
I've got all the etiquette that you guys need.
Okay. Now, did I...
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I also have etiquette.
And if Geralgo's going, then Calidor will go.
Oh, so let's talk about one more thing, too. So, Steve, you have now reached level 2 in...
Hey,
well,
right.
no, you haven't yet. You have earned enough XP to hit level 2, but we are using the training rules out of the Dungeon Master's Guide, which has been recommended by the author of the adventure, Carl Sargent. So if you want to blame someone for the fact that you have to fuck around and find someone to help you train, you can, I will...
I'll email him. Yeah.
I will point out that it is bad form to speak ill of the dead, because he passed away 2 years ago, so...
I'll email him a posthumous letter.
There you go.
I know some necromancers.
E-seance. Okay, I'm
You know some what? Deeper answers?
Necromancers.
Oh, necromancer's perfect.
for deeper answers. Oh gosh.
Like Dave would say that.
Give me 2 seconds here, guys. I was trying to find the roll. Oh, here we go. Training. Okay. 49. So the rule is... let's read it out here. So some DMs do not like the idea that a character can instantly advance in level simply by acquiring enough experience points. This guy. To their minds, all improvement is associated with schooling, practice, and study. Others argue that characters are constantly doing these things to increase their ability, so formal schooling is not required. Those people are wrong. No, it doesn't say it. Either case may be true, and the former sees... Hold on, let's get to the rules bit. To train, a character must have 3 things. First, he must have a tutor or instructor. It must be the same class and higher level than the one that your character is training for. The tutor must also know the appropriate things. Fighters specialized in a given weapon must find a tutor who also specializes in that weapon. Mages seeking to study a particular spell must find a tutor who knows that spell. A thief seeking to improve his lockpicking must find a higher level tutor more accomplished in lockpicking. Since not all characters are suited to instructing others, blah, 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 any player character who attempts to train another must make a wisdom check with a charisma and a charisma check. We'll cross that bridge if we get to it, so just be aware you can do that. Second, you must pay the tutor. There's no set amount for this, but Kev is a really cheap DM, so he will charge you 100 GP per level per week. Wow. Only half of that sentence is true. Let's see here. Yeah, 100, and then finally, the character must spend time in training. The amount of time required depends on the instructor and the student. First, take the instructor's wisdom and subtract this from 19. This is the minimum number of weeks the player character must spend in training. Whew. Carl Sargent wants the fucking seasons to fly by here. Holy smokes.
Right.
How many sessions do you have to miss then?
Yeah, really. So, well, I'll leave it to you. It is, I mean, this is the way you play AD&D, like with everyone getting different levels of XP. And this is what's recommended in the thing, so we'll try it and we'll see what happens. One of the reasons I'm tracking our calendar here is precisely for this thing. So what that might mean is y'all might wait until you have enough XP to hit level 2 and then spend some downtime seeking out training. Because then you would all be absent for the same length of time, or relatively the same length of time as well. Pretty awesome. I might house rule some of that stuff just to give it a more structured kind of length of time. Also, I don't know what the wisdom is for some of these NPCs, so... but the reason I wanted to mention that is because one element of the sandboxing here is that I have spread the trainers, or characters who would be eligible for you as trainers. There are more than one for each of you, and you guys, it is up to basically you guys to kind of roleplay through it. So to get to the point where the person agrees to take you on. With respect to the specialization thing, I'm interpreting that to mean that if you want to gain a new specialization, you need to find someone who's specialized in that, not that you will only be able to learn from someone who's specialized in the same thing you are. You know?
That was what I was just about to ask about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was thinking, well, I guess I have to go to the only dwarf place on the map and find somebody else who uses battle axes.
Yeah, I was going to say, dang it, I shouldn't have specialized in Naginata.
Yeah, good call.
Can player characters train each other?
You can, but there is a wisdom and a charisma check that is involved, and you have to be higher level.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Just because I'm specialized in battle axe already. So if someone's trying to learn to specialize in battle axe, they could try to learn it from me, but they have to be lower level.
I actually think what might be a more likely case is that Bergour will hit level 2 as a fighter, and then you may be able to rely on him to get your second level in fighter. He could train you instead. Right? Because he's only getting XP in one class as opposed to you've got multi-classed.
Right.
So Steve-O, just bear that in mind. You've got enough now, and we'll just sort of see how it goes. If you guys want to do that, if you want to have your character kind of duck out and what we'll do is if you want to have your character duck out and train, we'll roll up a new character. You know, so you could have another character. You could have more than one character on the go. I'm not really fussed. You can't play more than one at one time, and we're not splitting the party up to have different groups and stuff like that. If your character is, is off doing something. They're going to be off and out of the picture. It will only have one kind of character on stage at a time. English hard. So
There's good business opportunity to have like one-stop shopping in this world of. Is it the world of Greyhawk? Where are we?
It is Greyhawk. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Steve,
like
you just
have
give me
a mall where you have like a bunch of sort of bards sitting around that can teach you spells and stuff.
Here's an open door to look at the Greyhawk map again. Woohoo! There we go.
Steve, that's a brilliant idea. I think as we level up, we could like become a traveling training group, and we could just charge people.
Hey.
Yeah, we got like everything covered here. So you want to train, just come train with us. We're in town in.
Making money. You could be a
2 weeks.
henchman. Then we don't have to pay you.
There you go.
Yeah,
Or bury you.
It sounds like you guys.
Because they'll die. In case you didn't understand, that's what I'm saying.
my mind questions: what happens when there's nobody higher level than us?
Good question. It almost seems
happen?
as if that it would force you to go out and interact with the world.
It sounds like John's never played in your campaigns before.
Well, how did the real question, of course, is how did the first really high level character get to that high level if they had to train with somebody to get there?
I think that NPCs don't play by the same rules as PCs. So
Wow.
yep.
Just
That's like an eye
discriminating
for an
against the
eye.
PTs, huh?
An eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. Is that what you're trying to get at?
All right. So, guys, we are going into the meeting then. It sounds like everyone is coming along. Is anyone making any special preparations?
Well, I
Are we
don't
expecting battle?
make sure I'm bathed and wear good clothing.
Okay, so that's a good. That's one. How about anyone else?
Maybe we
Calidor
should
and
bring a gift.
Elanion are kind of the wilderness dudes. I think. Let's put the elves together here. Shall
Yeah.
I'll bundle you by ethnicity here. Here we go. Boom. Dwarves together. Half elves. Oh, we got the bearded tiny people on one side, and we got the elves and whatever else on the other side. Look at that, guys. I guess
I don't
that's.
know what you're showing us.
Oh, I just rearranged you guys, so I've got elves on one side and dwarves on another, or dwarves and gnomes and half elves.
Do you have to be on the channel to see this?
Yes, yeah, you have to be in the stream.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
My racial sorting. It's kind of problematic, but anyway. So, you guys are heading up to the mansion then. If you have made any other changes, like you've changed your clothes or you purchased some new shirt or something like that, just let me know. The Carmen Mansion is simply known as Mansion House by the locals. This stone building is surrounded by a high wooden wall and is home to Darius Carmen and his family. If you guys didn't tell me, you ask around, so I'm going to assume you haven't learned anything else about the thing. Check out the the PJs on Hobbs. I'm on camera. Oh no! Love it.
It's on.
All right. Let's see here. So one thing that is unusual here is that there are no dogs at the mansion, Mansion House. Everywhere else in the town seems to have at least one of Nafter's hounds, and it's a sort of omnipresent sound all across town. You can hear them kind of barking at each other or kind of playing or whatever. But here, no. Dorman, if you do bring your... What is the name of your new hound, by the way?
Cobalt the Second.
Soon, that's a very easy way. Not too hard to learn his name.
I would have left him with Nafter or to play with the other dogs.
Okay.
Then come back for him because
He's got day training.
He's still kind of new. So.
Can you tell it's a 21st century D&D campaign when there's day training for your henchmen? Go on. So then you make your way up, and this place is whoever the original financier behind this mansion clearly spared no expense in this. It isn't ostentatious, but it's all beautiful and very, very fine craftsmanship. It's definitely a understated kind of aesthetic to it, while still keeping a bit of a rustic feel. So as you guys make your way in, you are greeted by a servant and then kind of escorted into a meeting room. And then the room itself is full of a bunch of kind of like, there is a bunch of things that speak to the Carmen family legacy. So there are, a pickaxe and a shovel that are kind of, gilded and gold and kind of put on the wall. There's a crest on the wall, too, to reflect the Carmen family name. There's a bunch of books and such on here, and if any of you are more of a studious bent, you kind of think, oh, this is interesting, and you look at it, and then you realize it's all ledgers. It's all focused on the business of the mines. So this is clearly not so much a study to relax and to enlighten oneself. This is a workspace. And the desk that's on there with the stains of ink and so forth that sits in one corner tells you that this is one that gets an awful lot of work. In stark contrast to a lot of the finer parts of the home, this desk has the worn appearance. The enamel has come off. There's scratches and grooves in it. There's stains on it. This is an incredibly well-used desk. You have a couple of places where you can sit down, and you can tell that from the state of the upholstery that it seems like this is not the kind of place where you meet with fine men and fine women. This is a place where you meet with workmen, because what were once fine couches are in a bit of a state of disrepair. Are any of you wearing armor, or have you guys come unarmored? I want to know for when the were-rats attack.
Because my brigandine is basically like all I have underneath it is like a undershirt or something, so it's basically my outerwear.
Okay.
I have magic, so I'm good.
Okay.
I left my pack behind, but otherwise I'm carrying everything else.
Okay. So you are wearing your armor?
Yes.
Okay. How about
I don't
Caldo?
have really much other outfit written down that I see, so I guess I'm probably wearing it.
Okay. And Rilgo, are you wearing your... Is it studded leather or regular leather? Oh, Steve, you might be muted.
Yes, there I am. Yes, yes. My bardly attire, which includes leotards and leather armor. Yes.
Nice little palm hat. Love it. So you all make your way in, or you're all kind of milling about the place. Who do you think is the one who touches something they shouldn't touch, and who do you think is the one who shoots them a look of like, "Do not touch that"?
Well, it's not Dorman.
I see Hobbs talking, but he's muted again.
Shit. I was going to say, Elanion is a savage, so it is sometimes
Okay.
he's going to be doing things that probably aren't necessarily right. Like maybe there's a plant or something?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, and you kind of pick it up and you start fussing with it. Who would be the one to say,
Not me. I failed my etiquette. So
Okay. Nobody?
I don't know. Kalidor's not really into etiquette either. He might
yeah.
not even. Yeah.
You guys are a rough sort, so that's great.
I think
Then
Bergour would say something not to the tune of "put that down," but just like, "This fucking elf is gonna pick up a plant." What? That's like you're just gonna live the stereotype, I guess.
Love it. So at after about maybe 5 minutes, and oddly, like if any of you are tracking the wonderful kind of clock that they've got in there, right at the top of the hour, in walks Darius Carmen. Let me see who I've got as Darius. Oh yeah, love when I was surprised. It's been so long I forgot what I used.
who plays him in the movie?
Darius Carmen.
Kevin Madison looks like.
Yeah. Really? It straight my thing. Oh God, yeah, you're totally right. Shit.
I don't know
Back a
how
little bit,
Paizo, I don't know how Paizo does it, but they make NPCs that I immediately dislike upon seeing them.
Oh, I know. It's great.
I didn't mean Kevin Madison then. Definitely not.
You know what it is because they have a fucking terrific art department. They do a really good job of communicating personality through their illustrations and all their things. So, anyway, so he walks in and kind of looks around. He sees the elf kind of fussing with the plant, and without breaking a stride, he just says, "Put that back," and makes his way over to the side. He pulls back. There's kind of like a roller desk kind of thing where it kind of goes up, and there is drinks within there. So he pours drinks for everyone. Doesn't ask if you want it. He just pours it and then passes it around. And then he turns and says, Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, that too. Funny, I think I mentioned before too, my ancestors, the Danes who came here first, their names, Madison comes from Madsen. Because there was a guy who was the son of Mads Christensen. So, yeah. Oh, man. So, let's see here. Lord Carmen, once he goes around and passes the drinks out to you, and he doesn't do it in a kind of a fancy way. He, makes his way over and kind of places it in your hand. And if, for the little ones, he kind of waits until you put both hands around it before he lets go. For Dorman, because he doesn't trust you're going to carry it in one. And because, there are pretty big tumblers, so it's not without, concern. So he walks back and he says, leans on the edge of the desk. And he says, "I'm led to believe that you are, Geralt has a fairly high opinion of you all. You've been looking into that missing girl, the miller's girl. Is that right?"
Among other things.
Among other things. What other things are you up to?
Killing goblins and orcs and rescuing children from the Thornwood and delivering messages and saving merchants' lives from frog attacks and losing dogs to eels. We've been busy.
Rescuing children from forests. What do you mean by that?
Oh, what was it, Lucius or Lucian?
What the gnome means to say is that Geralt has good reason to have high opinion of us.
It seems you're not doubting in confidence. And he takes a drink of the whiskey or whatever he's got poured. Then, if you are as capable as Geralt has led me to believe, I believe you may be able to help us with something for which you will be compensated. I take it you're familiar with you've been around long enough to hear of the spread of the new Mire.
We saw an auction, in fact.
Yes. Unfortunately, only the latest 2 years. And let's... One sec here. 2 years. This Mire. What's up, sweetie? It's funny, she barks, but doesn't actually get up. Like, M used to freak the fuck out and just kind of like run all over. M kind of barks tentatively and looks at, or Anna barks a little bit, looks at me like, huh? Should I be doing something? And then we'll just, stay in her beanbag chair. To explain for the folks listening at home who may hear the sound of a dog barking, that would be my Anna Banana. So, the new Mire, though the size of this I take it you saw it from the road as you were approaching?
Mm-hmm.
That was all arable land, or land that could be put to farming use 2 years ago. In 2 years, it's spread out to being nearly 10 miles by 10 miles and seems to have no indication of slowing. The more people who are driven from their lands, the less my rents go, the less profitable these lands become. I paid for a diviner. We sent to Threshold and had a diviner try to determine what the source of this was. What he said was that it is bad business and some evil magic. The wretched charlatan charged me a fortune for it, and all he could tell me is that there was magic involved, but that it was not evil.
Well, that's not much of a diviner. He didn't even tell you where to look?
It is a source of magic somewhere in the new Mire.
Well...
That is the extent of what he could tell me.
Mires need water to expand. I'd go look at the waterways. They might be getting trapped there. That's how they spread.
No, if the extent of your insight is that it takes water to get land wet...
That's why they pay us the big bucks.
Then it appears that Geralt may have woefully overestimated your intellectual fortitude. I know that water is spreading. The Cutter Brook has cut through those lands for centuries, down from the Patchwork Hills. What is new is the Mire. And what the diviner tells me is it is magical, the reason for the spread, and that it is not evil. It is not a source of demonic, diabolic, or otherwise corrupted magic. But what it is... Truly, if I could get paid for a profession as well as he did for providing half-truths, I would abandon mining and horticulture. However, this cannot continue. We cannot continue for this until the road is washed away and the rest of my farms in the western lands are swallowed by the new Mire. What I will pay is 50 gold pieces to each of you to spend 2 weeks scouting the area. If you find an answer beforehand, I will pay you the full rate. And if you can actually solve the problem, if you can find what's flooding my lands, I'll pay you 1,000 gold pieces to split amongst you all, or those of you that survive. Who are we saying hi to?
Sounds good.
50 gold's a fair price.
50 gold if you spend the time investigating the area. There are farmers still around there now on the shores of the new Mire. But be warned, as the Mire has spread, so have some bold threats within, or so I'm told.
Of course. It's all right. That's what we do for a living.
That's what you do for them. Then, should I take from that you accept my task, my charge?
Gentlemen?
If you wish time to discuss, I'll give you 10 minutes. And he gets up as if, like, that's happening, and just walks out, closes the door behind you. You guys have time to talk amongst yourselves.
That guy doesn't like gnomes much, does he?
Dorman,
I can't blame
you've
him.
got a particular personality that it's not the gnome in you that does it.
Can't be. Well, my idea was if the mire spread by water spreading, magic can create more water, and there's probably some kind of maybe it's a druid pissed off with the land encroachment. I've heard things in other regions. Could be pushing some monsters out in the other areas, and I know.
Maybe we should hold off on what's causing it and decide if we want to become involved first.
Yeah, I think so. I'm up for taking this job.
Yeah.
My question, so for Kevin, how accurate is this map to our knowledge of the region?
This is what you guys know about this. What I can tell you is that there are a bunch of other details and such that may not be displayed on this map at present.
Right.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
So, does he know? Have we told him about all the other stuff that's going on, like the orcs and the Thornwood? And
Seems like Dorman was trying to go over all that earlier. Yes.
Briefly mentioned what we did.
well, you mentioned a bunch of stuff that we did, but you didn't mention that there's goblins encroaching from the Great Rock Dale. There's a new tribe of orcs in the Thornwood. That's a little different than just rattling off a laundry list of things we've done.
No, we didn't go into details.
But I mean, I don't know what any of that matters. All that really matters is whether we want to do this job or not, right? That's what we need to decide. We only have 10 minutes. My only concern would be it's not really helping us find the missing people.
That's true. But
And if this problem has been going on for 2 years, it'll be here in a month.
I mean, it could be related to the missing people. That this place is fairly big, and people have disappeared in Milburn on the way to Thurmaster, near Thurmaster.
The orcs could be the problem of the missing people. The goblins in Big Rock Dale could be the problem of the missing people. It's a problem with the big wide world. There's lots of problems.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily mean they're the same one.
It could be the cult that you heard about.
Yeah, that's true. The Scarlet, what's her face?
Scarlet Brotherhood.
Yes. But this, I think that ingratiate ourselves into the noble in the area gives us a better place to stand and a better launching pad for future endeavors. I say we do him a favor.
I already said my piece. I'm for taking the job.
I'm all for it.
Okay. How do we want to do this, guys? It's the first time we've had to take kind of a straw poll for this. Do you guys just want to go majority rules? What do you want to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Elanion is not solidly against it, but like he is more interested in what else is going on. Not as mercenary maybe as the others. So
Because you can live on the woods. I need nothing. I have no possessions.
I don't need these monies. What's up?
Exactly.
Why do I want
I mean, can you ever really own things, man? Oh God. So then, all right. I guess everyone put a Y or an N if you want to take the job or not in chat, and we'll just do a tally. Got a yes.
Old democratic vote.
Heck yeah.
The old hidden ballot. Except
Elanion doesn't care.
Yeah.
Bergour. So playing the part of Telsa Gabbard tonight is Hobbs. A little deep cut American humor there for you.
Why does Druin say no? I guess would be my question.
We don't know. It's related to the already missing people, and I don't want to go stomping around in a mire. I'm only 3'3".
I see.
Really?
I don't know why the other shorties would be saying yes. They're going to be up to their eyeballs in muck.
So it's a height issue.
Yeah, I'm 3'8".
Sorry, he's 4'3".
I was about to say I fell on the dwarf. What?
But he's willing to go along regardless, right?
Yeah, he'll go along, but you asked me to vote. My vote was no.
Good. All right, then.
Okay. We just want to make it clear that your vote did not matter.
Thanks for your vote.
Well,
Every
I wanted to hear I might change my vote. That's why.
My faith matters. My vote does not.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the theocracy. So then, okay, so I guess we're taking the job. So after 10 minutes pass, there's a knock at the door, and then Darius Carmen walks in, and you see that there's like a servant who's opened the door for him, and he walks in and abruptly like, so then, what is the?
We're taking the job.
Excellent. Then 2 weeks tomorrow. Gather what supplies you will need. We'll count the 2 weeks starting tomorrow. I wish you luck in your task. Remember, you solve it, 1,000 gold pieces. He turns and walks out.
That's juicy.
You die.
And your mic is shorting out. So he leaves, leaving you guys behind. The servant comes in shortly thereafter, kind of gestures to like the polite way of saying GTFO, and you guys are left outside of Mansion House. So you have another full day of stuff to do on the 13th here. Is there anything you guys want to do in town? I know, Dave, you're picking up the those hand axes that I think maybe did yesterday. Is that right, Dave? Yeah. Can't talk chewing. Go hell. Yeah, so you got that. Anyone else want to get anything? Any supplies?
Yeah, rations. We're going to be stomping around for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
Eating really loud, crunchy food, so I'm muting in between just so I don't like.
Guys, do you hear something? Is that?
I heard it. Oh, is that what you mean?
No. There's some weird.
What?
It's coming from over here.
Wilderness. Yeah. Okay.
It's the Wilderness Survival Guide.
Oh.
Oh, it is.
Memories.
My goodness, guys.
Okay, I need a divining rod, some flint and steel.
Oh, here we
Firewood.
go. Yeah. And you know what's the best bit about this is that I think that rations spoil when you're in a swamp. So I'm going to make sure.
No.
See if that's actually the case. My twisted memory is...
Iron rations?
Iron rations, I believe, last longer, but I think any kind of stuff, just because you're constantly exposed to wet and whatnot, you can get like oiled bags and stuff to store those things in. But that costs money. Let's see here. I could be wrong too. I could just be, I'm remembering something from some other game, but that does sound right to me. You gotta love a game that actually includes rules for food spoilage. If you think, Kev, when is that ever going to be fun? And what I say is, when you're behind the DM screen.
Yeah.
what I want to know is how do they get like pounds of raisins? Like, where does that come from?
I think they're underground raisins.
And why are figs cheaper?
Oh, in the...
Different world, man.
No. Oh, sorry, figs are a silver piece more.
Okay.
I'm looking at the wrong line. Who's bringing in the figs? Oh, man.
Oh, that's great. Oh, and there's chances of water in a swamping.
Swamping.
Love it. And rules. The effects of drinking tainted water are here. Guys, this is going to be a terrific trip.
A little dysentery.
Oh, oof, love it. So let's talk about
water.
how much time it's going to take you to get through here, guys. So if you're just going with a flat 2 weeks, what is... This will be you guys sitting around the tavern, right? You've got, in the Baron, you've got the map kind of before you. Let's kind of think through, what's your approach going to be? Are you planning on just going down to Haralton and then kind of heading west? Or are you going to get to Cutter Brook and follow that down? Are you just going to go directly, you know, as the crow flies from Millbourne? What's the strategy for searching the new Mire? Is it go to just forge right in there? Or do you want to ask some of the farmers that are around there?
Is it the Mire we're searching or the Patchwork Hills? Because I thought he mentioned the Patchwork Hills.
It's what he mentioned is that Cutter Brook has run out of the Patchwork Hills for centuries, and that it has not flooded, but it's only been the last 2 years that it has been flooded.
So, seems to me like the best thing to do is to try to find the source, the spring, wherever the Cutter Brook is flowing from. And therefore we would go to Harleton and into the Patchwork Hills. What do you guys think?
You get lost in those hills.
So one thing, if you are asking around a bit about Harleton, let me tell you a little bit about that, because there is actually there is a terrain feature that I didn't put on here called the Terraces. So the Harleton is a village of about 75 to 80 people, and it's in right in the center of a broad belt of farmsteads in the best arable land in the Shire. Right near there are terraces, which were carved from the northern escarpment about a century ago. So right up here, guys, right on the northern tip of the thing right around here, guys, are terraces that were carved about a century ago, so about 100 years after the Shire was settled. The terraces are cut in layers, some 50 yards wide, with the next terrace lying some 20 to 40 feet below, accessed by steps cut into the rock. The soil here is surprisingly good, excellent for roots and green vegetables, and ownership of a terrace is handed down within the families. So right in the northern bit there are, if you can picture, like, you know, rice paddies on the side of a hill, where they're sort of like, there's the one paddy, then it goes down, and there's another one. It's like that, but more, you know, traditional Western farming. That it extends about maybe 2 or 3 miles into the Patchwork Hills, at the northern tip of the Patchwork Hills. Probably 2 miles, I think. And then it leads just into the hills themselves. Have you guys heard any rumors yet about the Patchwork Hills? Did I think to actually upload your rumor thing? No, I did not. Bush League DM.
I have it here.
I'm wondering if you've heard anything from anybody about them.
Does not
Map
look
of Heronshire and rumors. Patchwork Hills. Low hills with excavated agricultural terraces. Cutter Brook rises from the western hills. There are few reports of humanoids or monsters of any kind here. They do say as how them goblin and orc critters wiped themselves out in a big battle before I was knee-high to a grasshopper like. Leastwise, that's what they say.
You did hear a rumor as well, too, about what Shireen had said, too, right, from Geralt? Wasn't it something about jackal men?
The
Knolls.
That seemed to be in the southern part of the Patchwork Hills, though. So, what are you guys thinking here? What's the strategy, guys?
It seems like going through the Patchwork Hills is adding difficulty to the job to me, maybe.
Why don't we
get a
follow
boat?
Sorry, go ahead, Hobbs.
We could take a wagon and a boat down the river or down the road and then just take a boat down the Cutter Brook. We could take a boat upriver, but it seems like that would be it might be easier just to portage down the road. I don't know, I guess. That's not my gig. One of you guys who know more about rivers would know that.
Well, I think we're going downstream west of Melbourne, if that's...
Isn't downstream to the east?
Yeah.
Downstream is to the west. Upstream is to the east. Oh, sorry. Do you mean in Cutter Brook?
I mean the Churnet.
Churnet, yeah. The river flows from east to west.
Really?
So because we were going downstream the last little bit.
Okay, so yeah, we should do that then. We should just get a boat and go downstream and then row up the Cutter Brook and then see what we see as we go along the river and then head into the hills, which is kind of, I think, what Norman was saying to begin with.
Or we could just walk.
Through the mire?
Well, yeah, maybe not.
Norman is not light on his feet when it comes to swamps.
I'm not sure Dorman's ever light on his feet. He's probably a couple of pounds past that point.
Well, I tumble very well, sir. I do. But I'm very buoyant, but not, yeah. I need to displace a lot of water before I float.
Druin's not so sure on his swimming abilities.
So the Cutter Brook, guys, is never more than 6 feet deep. And is forded easily at almost any point. It's going to be tricky to navigate that in one of those river barges.
Yeah, we're going to need like punts or something. Which maybe we don't even have access to, so we're going to be walking, it sounds like.
Well, thank God someone took that shipbuilding skill, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So if we go to Harleton and then we skirt the Patchwork Hills along their northern edge, and then go straight into the mire, maybe we can catch sight of something, or maybe we'll discover something on the way into the mire, or even more news in Harleton about what's going on.
I'd fine with me. I would just think Harleton's not going to know what the hell's going on over there. It's on the other side of the Patchwork Hills, 10 miles away. Most villagers don't, especially if they're surrounded by these terraces. But sounds good. Sure, better than walking in the mire.
Now, let's talk about sleeping outdoors. You guys have no. It is summertime, so it's not too bad. But as far as I know, no one's picked up any portable shelters or anything like that.
I'm looking at a tent right now.
Okay.
A small tent.
I do have a small tent.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
I have a winter blanket.
How much are those oiled bags you were talking about? I don't see them in here.
I was talking. I think I'm confusing it with. I can't find anything in here that says that it spoils faster in swamps. So I think it's from some other game that I'm just remembering.
Okay.
My brain is nothing but a collection of a bunch of wilderness survival rules from different role-playing games. That's why so many of my games involve them. Is because it's making good use of that useless information. All right.
So we'll need to get tents if we want to try and stay dry.
I'm gonna pick up some. Can I find glass bottles?
You can find glass bottles. Yeah, if it's in the player's handbook, then yes.
Yep, it's in there. Okay.
For throwing messages into the water. Yes.
Pretty much anything in the player's handbook, apart from weapons, are available at that is where what's his name? The shop. Deercasters. Is that no? Deercaster's the owner of the Baron. I'm thinking of.
So I'm a profession cook as far as not player class. So I know all the important things about boiling water before you drink it in
Rastifer.
areas and yeah.
Yeah. So yes, and you can find at Rastifer's shop any of the other supplies that you may want to pick up.
Okay. So if we can just start writing things down, or do you want us to like go through an actual haggle in roleplay?
No. Yeah, the cost is the cost is the cost. So you guys go ahead and pick up. You may want to talk over what you're picking up just to avoid duplicating.
I got a small tent, so that's probably fits. Would that fit like 3 of the small people? Because, you know, it's 10 pounds, it's a big tent. As far as...
you know, we can be a little snug.
Yeah, I picked up 3 glass bottles, some rations, and then 2 days worth of firewood.
Okay. So the to let you guys know sort of what the sort of the way the rules work. You need a minimum of 5 hours of sleep per day to avoid suffering any kind of penalties. And then what it is depending on the circumstances in which you're sleeping, that may affect the quality of sleep you get. So, like, for instance, if you are not prone or in a relaxed position, you're losing an hour. You need an extra hour of sleep. If you're lying on the bare ground, no bedding or padding, that's an extra hour of sleep as well. Personal temperature, and then that I'm going to... So temperature and exposure to wind, that also reduces, and by 2 each. If it's raining and you're outdoors, minus 3 hours. If you're wearing metal armor of any kind, except plate, minus 3 hours. If you're wearing plate armor, minus 4 hours.
How does that all interact with how elves repose?
It's just, it counts. You still need the you don't actually sleep. You just concentrate, but you need to have that opportunity to peacefully concentrate.
Right, but we don't lay down, right? We're just like
you still need to be, even if you're picturing it in like a lotus pose or something like that. That still is a you need to be in that kind of restful position. If you're sitting in the lotus pose on a sloping mountain, then that ain't gonna count. You'll take a penalty. You'll need longer sleep. Elves in the most part, like elves will probably get off pretty easy with some of these things.
All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
How many people per tent then, Kev? Would you make a ruling on that?
Yep, I can tell you actually. So the let's see here. A small tent takes. Hold on here. What's the encumbrance value here?
No, it's 10 pounds, I think. Yeah.
I don't see it in a description though.
It's not.
No, it's in the Wilderness Survival Guide is where they give the,
the
full rules for it. Yeah. Yep. Okay, lifespan. Okay, here we go. So a small shelter will hold 1 human-sized creature or 2 smaller characters, like a dwarf, gnome, or halfling, comfortably, plus all their personal gear. It can be used to shelter up to twice as many occupants in close quarters, which will also affect your sleep quality. Medium shelter easily accommodates 2 human-sized creatures, or the equivalent, or up to twice as many in close quarters. Large is hold up to 4 human-sized creatures, and you can swap out a human for 2 smaller creatures, as always. So that is that, and then you can get. Let's see here. There is. Poor, adequate, good, or superior. And then what those are is they relate to the quality, the sort of the weather that they can hold up to. So and then those also directly relates to the cost. And I'll just use the cost out of here rather than out of the other one because there's a lot more variety here.
Okay.
So for portable shelters, I guess first off is what size and how many do you want to get? Let's start with just adequate. An adequate shelter will stand up to moderate moisture. It'll stand up to a 30-kilometer-an-hour wind or a mile-an-hour wind. And the lifespan, it's the hit points. Every time it's exposed to wind, speeds up to its resistance, starts taking damage. The lifespan is decent. It's less than half of the superior. Those are a small tent costs 30 gold, a medium tent is 50 gold, 50, and a large tent is 75. The small holds one human-sized person, medium is 2 human-sized people, and large is 4 human-sized people.
I'm splurging for the small adequate, you said?
A small adequate would cost you 30 gold pieces.
I'll splurge for that. It's still 10 pounds though, right?
Say again?
Still 10 pounds?
I think so.
Okay.
And the superior was how much?
The superior is
100 gold?
a small superior one is 200 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one though it can moisture resistance is to downpour, wind resistance up to 50 miles an hour, and the lifespan is a lot longer.
Gore-Tex.
Yeah. Gore-Tex. Yeah. I'm trying to find a portmanteau of Gygax and Gore-Tex. I guess Gore-Gytex.
Gore-Tex would have all sorts of extraneous characters.
Gorgax. Yeah.
And I think Hobbs and anyone else who's got wilderness training, you could actually you may be able to find natural shelter as well too. It's the percentage chances of finding that stuff as you go. So you may, if you want consistent, what do you call it, shelter, then you may want to rely on this instead. So what kind of stuff are you guys getting then?
Okay, an adequate tent was how much in?
An adequate
30.
Which has a small one is 30, medium is 50, and a large one is 75. Small fits 1 human, medium's 2, large is 4.
I'm buying a 30 gold piece adequate tent.
You know what I'm going to do too, guys? Is if you guys are not occupying the same tent, I am going to increase the chance of surprise by 1. So if something is happening overnight and you're not in that tent, or if you're in a tent and otherwise, I'll increase it by 1. That means you're surprised on a 1 to 4, modified by your dex, not a 1 to 3. Just if you guys all want your individual tents, this is the like waking up in the morning Blair Witch thing of like, where's Tom? Where's Tom?
Right.
Well, I'm pretty sure one small adequate tent will house all 3 of the small ones in close quarters. Bitch.
Or not too close. I think Bergour and I are just going to share one.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. The dwarves are gonna.
Okay, how about the rest of us get a big tent?
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Get my own tent.
I'm not going to carry it though.
I will carry it. I'll put it on my sheet right now.
Okay, so I'll put
Nice.
30 gold towards it.
So then,
Yeah, we're splitting this? Yeah. 30 gold?
okay. So
Okay.
who is cramming into that one, guys?
We're splitting it, Bergour.
We're getting a large
yeah,
one,
I
right,
subtracted 15.
You only spent 15?
Well, I'm splitting one with Bergour.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Okay.
I'm splitting with the other guys there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 30 gold.
Is that what it is? Is 30 gold for Elanion, Herlogo, Calidor, and Dorman? So it's 120 or
If we need the large size adequate?
Large adequate is 75 gold.
Okay, so 75 by 4
Yeah.
is 18 and 3/4 each. But I'll put 30 towards it if some people don't have gold. Calidor, did you write down the loot, the gold that was in your share? Jeff?
Sorry, what was that?
I'm wondering if Jeff got his gold from the party loot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you have 129 gold in there, 17 silver pieces, and 19 copper.
Yeah, you got a lot of new gold.
That golded brooch we pawned off.
Yeah.
So then for
Here you go, Calidor. There.
Now rations.
Okay.
rations will last a week before they expire, and then iron rations, I believe, will last a month.
Okay.
So I'm going to buy 2 weeks of iron rations. That's 10 gold.
Just to be sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll try leave you guys to track what that. Make sure you've got enough food. Make sure you're tracking your food as you go along. I guess the one upside to the Mire is there's tons of water, and so long as you've got enough stuff to start fires, then you will be able to purify that relatively easily.
Do we have a weight on rations, Kev?
The rations, it should be on the character sheet, on the in the DMG, the player's handbook.
It just says rations, iron, 1 week, 5 gold pieces. Does it say?
Oh, let's see here.
I'm going to look for a description, but I don't remember seeing one.
Sure, let me take a look here. Where am I?
For weeks worth of food, I expect it to be somewhat heavy.
Hobbs, do you remember how much a coin of weight is in AD&D 1?
10 coins is usually a pound, I believe.
Okay.
That's... I don't know if that's AD&D. That's what I remember from BX, maybe.
Okay, so I mean, I'll take a quick look. I'll grab my player's handbook and see if I can find.
I'm looking too. I'll see.
Actually, would you mind? Yeah. If you got the first edition, it's not in second edition. Tracks weight in pounds, but first edition. Yeah.
I have a PDF. Yeah, I can find it.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's see here. Rationes. So for those listening at home, this may seem fairly tedious, but this is kind of part and parcel of the old school sandbox play, and I love this stuff so much.
It's pretty tedious playing too, actually.
Welcome to Paint Drying the RPG. Thrill to the bookkeeping. Oh man. Be on the edge of your seat as you learn how long canned peaches last. All right. Chest bags. Where is it here? I wonder if it added it in the.
Yep, 10 gold pieces equal 1 pound.
Awesome! Look at that. Mine like a steel trap and a crack shot with a paint gun. Paintball gun. Hobbs, you are a man of many talents.
Thank you.
Let's see here.
If you need some chainmail for a paintball, Hobbs, just let me know.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, it'll spread the projectile pressure out. Less. Actually, you probably still get welts. They'd just be like chain link variations.
Chain link shape.
Yeah, it looked like the Olympic rings. Like interlocking rings of
Dave's
blood
not,
on your skin.
Dave's not kidding either. He actually makes chainmail.
I believe him.
I wore some in the SEA. Not so good when you're getting hit with a rattan sword. Just like you literally get like those little interlocking ring designs on your skin where the blood's pulling up to the surface.
Aye.
Until the
Because
bruising
you're not wearing a
starts to fill in.
gambison underneath, buddy.
Oh, I was actually.
Oh, you were? You got hit really hard.
I was wearing a padded gambeson, and the guy who's hitting me was like 6'5" and
Oh, yeah.
a monster of a man. And yeah, he bruises everybody. But
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
But that was what chainmail is for, right? It's like to stop the bladed weapon from cutting you because you're more worried about infection than you are like welts and bruises.
Yep.
Right. If the skin is sealed, then you're safe in a way.
But when a monster or a man's hitting you with a blunt object, not so good.
Still hurts.
So how much do I owe for this dagnabbit tent?
18.75 gold.
Ever.
18 gold?
Share is 18.75 GP.
I can't find the encumbrance of rations. I have absolutely no idea.
You want to call it a pound per
I'll call it, a pound
What?
per... Oh, you know what?
per
I
day?
think Ash has encumbrance for rations.
Does
if you
it?
want me to look that up.
I got that right here. This is why I play in my library. Okay, let's see here.
Rations. It's not under equipage. It's
I'm
under
pretty sure there's a
provisions.
weight in old school, in OSE as well.
It's
A
what?
pound per day or something?
I think there's a weight for rations in OSE as well. There
Yeah.
wasn't BX for sure.
I thought
So
it was a
Ash
pound
says
per day.
5 pounds for 1 week of iron rations.
It's how much?
5 pounds for 1 week.
5 pounds for 1 week of iron rations. There you go.
Yep.
Okay,
Well, dang.
love it.
That
Yet
puts
another
me,
reason to love Jeff Talanian's awesome game.
puts me at 50 pounds.
Yeah, and, oh god, but standard rations are 10 pounds per week.
What the shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of stuff you're carrying. A lot of
Yeah,
produce.
it's a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Have
Can
you ever
anybody-
drawing things out? Like,
Can anybody hunt?
Yes.
Yes.
no.
Yep.
I can hunt for the ladies.
So what you're saying is you're a predator?
Yeah, really.
All bards are predators.
Jeez. Yes, you can hunt. There's actually some awesome hunting rules in here as well too. Does anyone have any gathering, like or foraging skills as well? Just survival.
I think I have all those. I got all the things.
So let's hear.
No, maybe not.
Kim
I have hunting
Mohan
and
says that a character with proficiency in hunting can be of substantial help to an adventuring party. The presence of such a character does not increase the chance of encountering game, nor does it affect what size of prey is encountered, but you basically get to down things twice as fast or down twice as much meat. So, pretty good. Alright, so then, guys, we have that.
Can you hunt for, like, fish tacos?
So,
Like, where do they live?
Yes.
you can hunt in the morning and you can hunt in the evening, like assuming other people are kind of breaking the camp for you and whatnot. You can hunt first thing in the morning and hunt in the evening. And there's a chance of you coming across prey. And if you are, you make a... I can't remember how it works if you... Anyway, it's some kind of roll you make, and it determines how many of the available prey that you're able to down, and if you've got the hunting proficiency, you double the amount of prey you down. And then each, depending on the size of the prey, it gives you a certain amount of rations you can spread around to everyone. We've had in our Ash game, guys, like taking an entire day to just treat and cure a dead bear to be able to have enough meat and to take the hide back to sell it.
Can we get a pack animal?
Into a marsh.
Yeah, the marsh will be a little tricky.
We need a pack fish.
Well, there's
Packfish. Where do you
Alligator.
keep your pack carp, sir?
Pack
There's
gator,
a
please.
labor elephant if you want to fork out 200 gold. I mean, nothing will attack that, right?
Hippopotamus, my
I think that gets into the difficulty of actually finding one to purchase, but
Yeah.
you know.
You can say anything in the book.
There's an elephant on blocks behind someone's house. No one's making use of it at all.
The fig dealer brought it.
Yeah. So then, guys, anything else you wish to do?
I'm
You
picking up
got food, you got survival, kind of. You got the what do you call it? The tents. Do you have your like cooking utensils and stuff like that? He asked
Absolutely.
foolishly. Yeah. Okay.
I also picked up a pound of uncommon spices from. Yeah.
Anyone?
good.
How many water skins are you guys bringing with you?
I have 2.
I have 2.
I have
as well.
6.
Wow.
That is a guy who played a year of wandering the wastes of Tula.
Well, I have 2, but
Fuck you, Madison. I'm never going without water.
I don't drink as much as
Basically,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so bump it up to 4 minimum then? Is that what you're telling us?
I would err on the side of more water skins if you got weight for it.
Because they are heavy.
They are heavy. But
How much weight from a water skin?
is 1.
1. But
1
then
pound.
1 pound
is
per
that
water
filled?
skin.
Okay.
Someone suggested you guys get capybaras. You need 20 capybaras to carry things around.
Why don't we just hire some carry dudes? Like, just some guys to carry shit.
You could, I mean, in this town, the amount of people who are on hire, but do you want to ask around about that? It would take you a day to do that. You could ask around about hirelings.
But we'd have to feed them.
I
and
shouldn't
then
sound so
cook
excited
them
about
and
this. I
feed
love
them.
using hireling rules.
You do.
Oh,
So
yeah.
do we.
Guys,
So
we're
do
making
we.
use of so many of the old school mechanics. I'm so happy.
What was that? What was that thing I wrote up
let's do
there
some
about
hireling.
henchmen? What did I write about henchmen? All work and no grave.
Yes.
All work
Our
and all
last
grave.
campaign, yeah, in Barrow Maze, it was the henchmen, the running
Oh,
mass
man.
grave for the henchmen was crazy. This
Fodder.
came-
Human shields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think, guys? Do you want to? I mean, you got a fairly, good, decent-sized adventuring party.
Mhm.
I've got my henchmen.
Yeah.
I have a robust charisma. I could certainly order people to kill themselves for me.
Would you?
I don't know if that qualifies as being a part of the group anymore, but
I'm also cold-blooded and manipulative.
Jeez. So, anything else you guys wish to do in town before we turn to the strategy for exploring this place?
Can we ask, does Gerald have like a contact in Harleton that we could talk to?
There's not really. He doesn't like. There's not a ranger that watches over Harleton. Harleton is a farming town of 75 people.
Yeah, so it's not a big place.
No, it's like, it's. Let me see if it's what services it's actually got. There's an open air market there that you hear about, where it trades like household goods, farm implements, and a few luxuries. Yeah, that's really. Oh, there is a tavern and hostelry called the Pitcher and Pitchfork. You know what? Maybe that's the person he would know then. So you can speak to Anadeth Breen there. I'll spell that for you. That's the proprietor of the, I've already forgotten the name. Pitch and Pitchfork? Pitcher and Pitchfork. Other than that, no, there's not, he doesn't really know a lot of the farmers in the region. Because it's a relatively stable region in the Patchwork Hills, it's not somewhere he, that has his attention. And it's on the far side of where Serene said that there was some issues with the knolls.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you guys see a bunch of people measuring, it's figure 7 feet is about 5 miles and 14 feet is 10 miles. If you're doing the measuring comparing to here. So, on the road, you want to have a quick refresher here. On the road, you guys will be traveling about 18 miles a day. No, that's wrong. It's 12 miles because you guys are tiny. Small legs travel slow. So 12 miles a day. It'll take you about a day to get to Harleton. In the hills there, it is likely going to take you... You'll only be able to travel 4.5 miles a day. So you'll definitely be slowed down there. And then if you are kind of like, circling and trying to like explore... in a hex crawl, it would be like exploring the hex to really kind of clear out the area. You'll be traveling at half rate again, too, so it'll be about 2 miles per day. In the swamp, you can actually muster 9 miles a day. Or in the mire, I should say.
Hey, Kev, does anybody in town have, like, hip waders kind of thing, dwarf size?
Hip waders. There is not. The only... fishing that old Grizzler does is from that broken old stool that he leans way back on.
Okay, and you mentioned an oiled sackcloth.
Oh, again, like that was just... I think I remember that from some other game.
Okay,
if you... but if you want... Hold on. You know what? we can figure out what the rate would be. I wonder if it's in... where's it here? Atomic goods. That's poisons note. There we go. I'm looking in the Pathfinder Ultimate Equipment Guide because they've got tons of great stuff in there. I can kind of figure out what the cost would be in AD&D.
I'd like that book.
Yeah, me too. It's awesome. Hey, it's I'm not sure if you're getting on board the the smaller versions as well, but Horror Adventures and Monster Codex was just released.
Fortunately for Paizo, I like the PDFs.
Oh, do you? Okay, yeah, no, I'm a sucker. These little ones, oh my god.
Because I adore the iPads.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love them. I love these little guys. So I can't find it. Dave, let's say whatever the cost of a sack is, let's say it's multiplied by 10. That'll be your waterproof bag.
Oh.
So 5
They do have
coppers.
canvas. They have canvas in here per yard.
That's not going to be waterproof or water resistant at least.
Son of a biscuit.
So
Such
small
language.
Small sack is 5 coppers.
Yeah, so it'd be 5 silver for a waterproof bag.
I'm gonna get one of those.
Okay. Who has finished completing their shopping?
I have.
Everyone's good. They got
Yeah, I
their
think I got
rations
everything.
and stuff. Excellent. Hobbs, you done? We got a
Pick me,
question.
my lord. No, I'm done. I was
Okay.
showing you.
Nice.
How many days in a week?
There are
you doing
7 days in a
rations?
week.
This
Okay,
isn't a
just-
rune.
I'm going to put 14 days rations instead of 2 weeks because that'll be easier to track.
Yeah, sure.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay.
So then let's talk about strategy for solving this mystery, guys. What are you thinking?
Find it, smash it, come home and get money.
Okay.
I think we need some. I think we need to just look around because I mean, I guess it would take a very long time to try, walk around the whole mire. But I'd say we just follow the Cutter Brook. Is that the plan, or did we decide we're going to Harleton instead? I guess I got lost.
Well, I'm wondering, should we go to Harleton and then use that as a base to go around talking to the farmers? Maybe they know something or seen something.
Or just go cut west straight from Harleton along the edge of the grasslands until we get to the Cutter Brook.
I like
Then we're
talking to farmers too.
When we get to
that direction. Sorry, go ahead.
no, that's okay. I was just saying, the Cutter Brook isn't damming in the farmlands. It's damming up. It's expanding somewhere below, right?
What do you guys
Well, this
think about this path down here? And work our way to find out to the source of the water?
Sure.
I was thinking from here.
You know it's going to be really, really wet and horrible.
Get the
Yep.
job done.
I'm 3'8". I don't want to be chest deep in water if I can help it.
Yeah, it's going to be some fun tactical encounters, guys. Those Barrow Maze maps are coming right out again.
But if the water is, if the mire is spreading somewhere and it's dammed up somewhere or clogged or whatever, it's going to be clogged somewhere along the brook itself. It's not going to be clogged up somewhere off to the side because
Yeah.
that's not going to cause it to expand.
But if we go over here and we find the source, we could always go back down.
They did say it was
Oh.
magical in nature, though, right?
It's, yes, it
From the
is
charlatan.
magical cause, and the diviner from Threshold said it was a magical cause that was not evil.
So my money's on a irate druid of some sort. But I'd say we try to track.
Do you want to put
the
actual money on that?
actual money?
With the DM.
No, me. For those listening at home who are struggling to monetize their stream, this is how you do it. Extort money. by
That should
cheating
be
your
on the
players.
story points of the game before they've been revealed.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this: it's Dorman's money, or his. As a player, I don't know what's causing it.
So what are the let's say three? Are there 3 plans to choose from here? Or do we have 2? Is it only just going to Herald? What I've heard so far is follow Cutter Brook, is to go to Harleton, is to cut straight across, and one to kind of go down and then go along the edge of the Patchwork Hills. Are those the plans in total? Am I missing anyone else's plan? No? Okay, so
No,
it's
I don't know.
so 4 plans to choose from, guys. Do you go down to the Cutter Brook and then fall straight down? So basically plunging in the mire, following the Cutter Brook? Do you plunge into the mire, follow the western edge of the Patchwork Hills? Do you go to Harleton by the road, or do you go overland and then start talking to farmers near the northern edge of the new mire?
That's my vote.
So Elanion wants to follow the Cutter Brook with a caveat for speaking to farmers along the way.
That's fine with me.
Okay, so there's 2 votes for that. Anyone else want to?
Sure.
Calidor?
No, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so then, guys, let's see.
The one guy that didn't want to do it gave us the idea. We gave him a caveat. There you go.
Okay, That is a man who knows how to get things done. Yeah,
Also, is the brook fresh water?
the brook is fresh water as well, yeah.
So we would be able to refill our water skins if we follow that path. So
Who's got survival?
I do. I have one question. How much do I owe for the tent?
18 gold and...
It was a joke. I'm sorry. I do have survival.
When I do the Twitter summary, when I tweet out about this episode, I will definitely be mentioning tents.
How much is the tent? Though.
Yeah.
How much was the tent again?
Yeah. It was woodland survival, though. Is that going to give me anything in this area?
That'll give you nothing in that area, no.
Son of a...
I know. Ridiculous. No one's got...
Cutter Brook survival.
Yeah. Give me this, Hobbs. Who else?
brook survival.
Hobbs, are you the only one with survival, or does anyone else have it?
I don't know.
I do not have
I know
it.
Dorman's got tracking, right? Not survival?
Tracking and hunting.
Okay. So then, Hobbs, why don't you... What is your... what do you call it? Your survival skill?
16. It's woodland.
16, baby. Okay, so this is a new... this is something I think you might know anyway, because it's kind of common sense. So make a roll on your survival at -2.
Cool. I've not used this sheet for this purpose. I don't know if it's going to work correctly.
Boom! 5. So here's your concern. And once again, I'm drawing from my real life. So, because the Cutter Brook flows down from the Patchwork Hills and through the new Mire, think of what happens when you have flooding or mountain streams early in the spring. What you're doing is filling up that river with all sorts of awful shit, and then it's flowing down. So it is not salt water, it's fresh water, but because of where it flows through, that might be full of all sorts of awful organisms and so forth. And it's the brook, if it's only like 6 feet deep at the time, it's not like it's a massive rushing, stream or something like that either. It's slowly kind of trickling out of the new Mire, no doubt full of lots of awful stuff. So
what you're saying is we all get diarrhea.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm not going to tell anyone.
One of it's D&D and D. It's Dungeons and Dragons and dysentery.
So do you guys want healing, or do you want clean food and water?
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Before or after.
I might be able to help you with one, but not the other. So if you want, we can hold. If you got your own water for now, carry your own water and your own rations. But if we start running low on provisions, we might have to swap healing spells for purifying food and water.
Well, I've got glass bottles and I can purify water.
All right. I think that's something to know, but we can still take that route. I don't think that necessarily changes our route, unless someone really wants to go to Harleton and see if there's any harlots there.
So tell me about this harlot town you've got.
Once again, how much for the tent? All right.
Hobbs has identified our first T-shirt for the channel.
How much?
But how much for the tent? Okay.
Ask me about the tent one more time.
Yeah, that's actually the first T-shirt would be Brent's character's foot sticking out of a giant toad. So, then, guys, is there anything else you wish to do on the 13th?
Get some sleep.
Okay. Let's see if anything interesting happens in town. Yes, someone mentioned Beaver Fever in the in chat. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Nice.
Oh god.
We all need the product Fever Swamp, because I think it goes into a lot of that stuff in there as well. If you ever heard of
really?
that. From I think it's from Melsonian Arts Council. I'm not positive.
Is that an old school product?
Old school? Yeah,
Well,
OSR.
yes.
It's not old. It's a newer product, but it is.
Yeah, but it's part of the OSR. Yeah. Cool. Hobbs, you seem to know a lot about this stuff. You should do a podcast.
Man, and I have a sweet voice too.
Look at that. The dulcet sounds of Sweet Biscuit, or what is it? Son of a Biscuit.
Sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas, yeah. Fucking Luke Cage. All right. So, guys, otherwise the day passes uneventfully. So, the next morning, you guys have prepared everything. Dorman, did you consider and make sure to bring enough food for your dog?
I did.
Look at you! Responsible pet ownership. Nice. The sentimentalist dog lover in me will definitely consider an XP bonus for that.
That's why I'm 2 pounds short of my carrying capacity before I get slowed.
That's fantastic. All right, so then, guys, we will set out. So, first day. Let me take a look here. I have... Oh, I'm going to take a look at my DM screen and see if I've got encounters. I don't. So random encounters are not... Well, I guess, you know, because 2nd edition was moving away from that as a core concept. It's more of an optional thing. So I understand why it's not on the DM screen anymore. But it's in the DMG. Baby.
Man, I don't even know if I had a 2nd edition DM screen. Was that the Trouble Tragador was in, or is that...
Yeah, the terrible tragedy of Tragador, yeah.
Okay.
I had it back in the game.
So I must have had it.
Yeah. It's definitely a catchy name. It's supposed to be not a bad adventure either. I've never run it, but...
Yeah, me either.
Okay. So then, guys, let me see here. Your first day, and for those listening at home, forgive me, I've actually been trying to roll the encounters ahead of time so that we're not just you guys sitting around watching me roll. But I have had to, because I didn't know where anyone was going today. All right, so this will be...
Those damn players.
I know, players, jeez. Someone was commenting, I had actually asked about the hexes. They're like, oh, did you populate all of the hexes in the map? And I was like, oh, no, I mean, I've got a couple things in there that are set, but otherwise it's all random encounters. I love the kind of oracular play that comes from that. All right, so first setting out here, nada. And...
You're a spiritual DM, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, it is. I'm super flaky. I love the, like, okay, this is part of the story now. Let's go. It's to be honest, when I read more story games, a couple of years back when I first started getting into them, the more I read them, the more I'm like, I think this is how I used to play D&D in a lot of ways. Nada and nada. Okay. So, guys, first day's travel. You're going to go down the road here towards Cutter Brook and then cut straight down?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, let me get off this here. So then, that will take you along the road a whopping 12 miles. Holy smokes. You would walk 12 miles. So you get to about actually there. You actually get to about Cutter Brook at the first day's travel, guys. And the day passes uneventfully. So the evening, there are farmhouses there. What's your plan for sleeping for the evening?
See if we can help a farmer out. You guys do that.
I volunteer you. Like, I guess what I'm asking is, like, are you just going to pitch on someone's, pitch tents on someone's farmland? Are you going to try and talk to the farmers to be able to sleep in their barn or something like that? What are you thinking?
See if they have a daughter.
Elanion says, let's just sleep here, but Hobbs says we should talk to the farmers. I'll go. That's like a perfect job for you, isn't it?
I'd be happy to talk to the farmer.
Okay. So how do you approach the farm there, Steve-O?
Well, I suppose the gentleman can wait politely by the fence, and I will go to the door, so we don't see him waiting.
Steve, what's your charisma reaction modifier?
I believe it is a +8.
+8? Holy shit.
Hold on, where is it?
+8.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's not that?
I'm like, you get a 28 charisma? Wow, that's awesome.
Reaction adjustment +7.
There you go. Not too far off.
No
Pretty
way, it was an
good. 8. I was still right. All right. So that means... All right. So then you go walking up to this small little farmhouse, and I imagine it's not quite as developed as this, but let's take a quick look at this was, I believe, here we go, Kuiper's farm. Yeah. So there, I think that by this, you've probably been traveling the full day, so it is getting, end of day. It's still the second month of summer, so people are still working in the fields quite late. The days are quite long. And you go walking up to the first farmhand, Rilgo, and they direct you towards the. Are you trying to like check to see whether it is the speak to the owner of the whole farmstead or what?
Yes, I'll knock on the door and.
Well, again, they're in the fiels when you guys.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, I'll knock on the field. I'll wave and say, "Yoo-hoo."
You. It's like an Elmer Fudd.
Whoa.
Okay, so what do you call it? It's the one of the guys from the fields. You meet one or two people in the fields. They're not super thrilled to see you. They're not unfriendly, but they're not terribly. They're very kind of just direct you onto to the owner of the farm, and I'll say it is a woman named. Let's see here. Her name will be. I keep giving women S names, so let me get my chart.
Sibilance.
Yeah, where is my? Oh, Xanthar's guy's over there. Oh, I need to laugh at my yoga pants now, Hobbs. Oh.
I would, but I can't see your camera anywhere.
Fantastic. Stealth mode activated.
On purpose. Intentionally, no.
Sorry, did I say I can't see? I mean, I turned it off. Let's see here. Her name is Magda. So she, you walk up to her, Rilgo, and she's talking to someone who's, like a servant of some kind. And then you can tell like she's dressed like a woman who actually works in the fields as well, too. This is not someone who's a landowner directing people. She's a farmer who happens to be, wealthy enough to be able to have other farmhands working with her. So as you walk up, she says, "Oh, good evening. Can I help you?"
Good evening, madam. Hello. I happen to represent this troop of fine men here. We are travelers. Just we're going places. Anyways, we were just wondering if we could possibly convince or persuade or bribe you to allow us to pitch our tents somewhere on your property this evening. We would really appreciate it.
So
I'd offer to play you a tune as well.
She looks and says, "No." As you're getting your loot out, she says, "No, the song is fine. I appreciate the offer. You're responsible with fires?"
Oh, yes, absolutely. We're experienced travelers and, yes, adventurers even, you might say.
All right. There's a spot down by Cutter Brook. It's a little stony, but it should be flat and dry enough for your purposes. Will that suffice?
It will indeed. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Can we offer you anything? Do you have need of anything? Perhaps even some labor around the property.
She looks at you and kind of looks down at your sword and says, "Are you?" And looks over at the two armored dwarves.
We're really only good for chopping wood, but.
I think you guys may overhear him now volunteering for you guys to be farmhands instead of searching the mire. Does anyone say anything?
Just trying to be generous. I'm expecting her to say no. I'm using my Jedi mind trick. I'm like,
the reverse psychology.
Can we help you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She seems confused. Says, "No, please feel free to make use of that, but I have sufficient help. Thank you."
Okay. Thank you.
And
ask her about the new mire.
The new mire? Oh. Excuse me. Just one thing.
Rilgo's got a memory like an Etch-a-Sketch. Okay,
Indeed,
carefully. There we go. And what's going on? It's amazing.
Rilgo.
Yes. Also, do you happen to have you heard of anything about? Oh, what's the name again?
Not the old Mire.
The new Mire, right? Okay.
Yes, the old new Mire.
Excuse me. We're also looking
So
for
this is
information.
all happening in game, incidentally. This is what's going on. I rolled a reaction of
Yeah, of course it
indifferent
is.
for it, and this is why she's kind of like, I think they've been drinking all day.
I do drink most days.
So
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. We just wanted to know about something called New Mire. Have you heard of it?
she looks at like perplexed, like she's not certain if you're joking, and she hears the thwap of the heavy leather glove hit Bergour's forehead in the back, and she looks over and says, forgive me, is this a joke? If so, I don't, the humor is beyond me.
No, not meant to be a joke. Or perhaps it is. Yes, whatever you prefer. But yes, do you know much about New Mire?
What he means to ask, ma'am, is we know it's flooding. Have you heard anything, rumors, anything that would help us? We're heading into there to try and discover the reason behind it all.
Wait, did
Yes.
Old Man Carmen, did he send you?
Yes.
And he sent you to deal with whatever is causing the spread of the new mire?
Indeed. We were going to head down the brook and see what's happening.
Thank God. Finally, the... Oh, one sec here. Oh, finally they're sending something. No, I fortunately, we're so far north that it hasn't been affected, but the rate that it's spreading, though, 2 years, the new mire would be reaching us.
Is there anybody that you can point us to that might make, provide some information before we head in? Another farmer, perhaps?
Are you intent on going into the mire itself?
Indeed.
The farm... I say the edge now. 2 years ago, they were in dry land, but the family is closer to the mire, and those closer to the Patchwork Hills as well too. It seems to be spreading along to the east as well as north.
Very well. We appreciate your time. Sorry for disturbing your evening.
No disturbance whatsoever. If Old Man Carmen is finally sending someone to deal with this matter, then good. You seem capable of dealing with anything that comes.
And somehow Druin screws it all up after that.
He screams, starts crying, and runs away.
So he starts calling her Your Excellency and bowing like really deep, like she's some sort of like queen.
Okay. So Jen, and kind of looks from Druin over to Rilgo and is trying to decide if there's some kind of malevolent, gesture spirit that's traveling between you all. But then sort of says,
decides we're just fools, and yes.
Yeah, she quickly kind of latches on to the first opportunity she has to extract herself from this conversation, and is like, "There, then, well, the Cutter Brook is just over there. Please feel free, and good luck in the mire." Ooh.
Thank you.
He bows again, really deep.
Yeah. So we got Druin bowing really deep. Rilgo's trying to get a song going, and we'll say so. We're at our halfway point right now, guys. Why don't we take our quick break here?
Break time.
I'm going to see if Anna Banana will take a quick washroom break, and I'll be back in about 5. We're not going to do any, for those listening at home, we're not doing any intermission music this time, too, so we'll, I can do that. I can just swap over.
Is there not another source?
There is another source, but let's see here. What are we going to do for... Here we go. How about this, Steve-O? How's this?
Yeah.
Something a little relaxing. There we go. Something solemn.
I have some music for you could play.
That's nice.
Well, this is open source stuff as well. So,
Oh, this is stuff I got from my guy.
from your jamming, Hobbs, if you're gonna tell me you're in a band too, like what the fuck?
I'm not. No,
You're
but I
the
got a guy.
like you're the guy who rolled all like amazing results on the Traveler Care Gen.
Dude, I'm not good at any of them.
Back in a moment, folks.
Chapter 8.
How you been?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Had a nice visit to with my sister, so that was good.
That's awesome. How often do you get out there?
Maybe twice a year.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
But it's not like close. It's not like going over there every month or whatever.
Exactly.
Like my
Well,
sister.
she's in Vancouver, so.
Yeah, when my sister was in Winnipeg, I only saw them like once every year or two. But then when they moved out to Cranbrook, I see them like every long weekend kind of thing.
Right. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Especially with having nieces and nephews, watch them grow up.
Exactly. Yeah.
They grow up too quick.
Definitely. So I just discovered there's a spells tab. Well, or thing.
Yeah, you got spells at the bottom of your sheet too, but.
Yeah, but now I can fill in the. Does ticking off on the spears do anything on this sheet? I don't think so.
I was liking Kev's idea about it having a second character when yours goes to train, because it could be weeks that he's gone. That sounds pretty cool.
Huh.
Trying to think of what I would make.
Hide wizard spells.
Ranger cleric. That'd be cool.
Someone with a lot of survival skills.
Ranger cleric, yeah. Give me a favorite enemy of some sort. Ooh. Dark elves.
So who else has a spellcasting character? Did you, Dorman? Anybody else? Do we?
I'm an illusionist, so don't expect fireballs.
No, but I'm just saying for your character sheet, did you just go and manually create all the different spells that are available to you, or?
Yeah, I did. I just since I got a PDF, I can cut, copy, and paste. So.
Right. Yeah. Same, but kind of a pain in the ass.
Well.
Well, I have combat, all combat, guardian, law, protection, sun, and war major spheres, and then charm, creation, divination, elemental earth, healing, necromantic, travelers, and wards for minor spheres. So I need to figure out which spells I have access to before I even memorize them. So maybe that's something I'll work on in between sessions.
Maybe you need to pick them. I'm not the most knowledgeable about second edition.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Kev before I put a whole bunch of work into this.
I like being a specialist wizard because I don't know all the spells.
Mm-hmm.
My character's a tough one. I get more abilities as I go on, but I really got to use those pickpockets sometime.
No. Well, you could probably do it when we're doing an enemy camp, so they're going to hate you anyway, so...
That's a good idea.
Yeah, could have snagged one of the tumblers from Carmen's house. Just put it in your back pocket.
I would have disowned you immediately. Not going down with you, bro.
Yeah, if we could use some, sort of simple housewares and stuff like that, that'd be easy enough.
Yeah, I need a golden fork. Did you see if you grab one while we were there?
You got it, man.
How many lawful characters do we have in the group? We're all like, he stole something.
I don't think we do, unless Druin is.
Druin, are you the only lawful?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I kind of go where the wind blows me.
There wasn't a lot of options. It was lawful good or lawful neutral. I figured lawful neutral would be the least painful to play, knowing that we have like thieves and stuff.
No, next character, John style. I'm doing a full-on lawful good paladin.
Yeah,
and
I'll be your ranger cleric friend.
Yeah.
You'd be such an egg as a lawful good character. You'd just be telling everybody, right? Put out the fire. Pour water on it 3 times.
Just so you know,
I don't know.
As a thief, I specialize in climb, move silently, and hide in shadows. So I'm a sneak, not a thief.
Let's say a quick howdy to everyone in chat.
I do
George was shaking. Brian, howdy. Here. Oh, I guess you guys are in chat too. Nice. Brandon, hey, what's going on? Andrew Swanson, howdy. Enth, howdy. Back in the world of Greyhawk, you know it. Oh, you guys are, man, you guys have been active in there too. Awesome.
Hey,
Love it.
You can see who's in chat.
I can.
Yeah,
Why? What have you been up to in there, Steve?
You got to be in the YouTube.
Kev's such a fucking dummy.
Wait, Kev, you read the chat?
Yeah. Oh no. Oh god.
I love it.
I used to live in a place when I was in my first year of my undergrad where I didn't realize until after like 6 months that you could see right through the fucking blinds, and I was on the ground floor. The blinds do nothing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was...
the blinds, they do nothing.
As soon as I saw it, I kind of like... and I went through a mental list of like, what had I been doing in front of that window that I thought I was concealed from everyone else.
Hey, Kev, can you just quickly give me the lowdown on major minor spheres for priests in second edition? Hobbs had put a note in there that you can only have like a limited number of minor spells. Is that?
Yeah. Well, what it is it caps out the difference between, and I'll double. Let's let's look it up to make sure instead of I just go off of 30-year-old memory.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Hobbs is away right now, so
yeah.
Time lost.
So we got time to kill. What I remember is that the like in order to have any access to the spheres, you need to have it listed as one of the spheres in your right, and then the minor access. The difference being is that it determines what max level of spell you can have access to.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then like you as an algorithm, it'll say what your major and minor access is in deities. Was it deities of demi-humans or something like that?
So you can only cast first, second, and third level spells with minor access. Major access, you have access to all of them.
There you go.
And you're still limited by your pre-spell progression.
Yes.
Plus your wisdom bonus granted additional spells.
Yeah. And you can't, the wisdom bonuses don't give you spells above what you can actually cast. It's only additional spells are the ones you can already cast.
Right. So right now I can only cast first level spells, so I only get the first level bonuses.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. So I thought I was doing it right, but I wasn't 100%.
No, you got to bang on. Yep.
So then I will, between now and next session, try to craft my spell book or list of spells available to me through my ethos.
Excellent. And if you really want to be creative, what I'll do, see if I can find. Go. These are the Priest's Spell Compendium.
Nice.
Every spell in the game from 1975 till 1994 for priests.
Wow.
Wow.
I'll keep you busy.
That's cool. I mean, there's a lot of those spells that are very, very useless. But there's some neat ones in there, too.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
some of them could come in handy when we run out of clean food and water.
Absolutely. You know, and like one of the things I'd heard, and to be honest, I've felt in the past that memorization is like, I'm like, it's a pain in the ass and blah, blah, blah. But I really dig on the idea of being limited to what you've kind of planned to, you know, to have prepared. And there's going to be situations where you're like, oh, fuck, I've got stuff that I'm never going to use in it. But I think I like more that it spurns the creativity to try and find some useful way of making use of that magic. And rewarding careful planning than just having the kind of freewheeling cast whatever, you know, you've got memorized and whatnot.
Well, and it keeps the cleric or priest from becoming a walking hospital. Hey guys, do you want me to have healing spells, or do you want me to unpoison your food, and do you want other utilities?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't do both. I can't just be your walking hospital.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the evening on Cutter Brook. And I can't believe you guys chose to sleep right next to the brook, too. Oh my goodness. I will remind y'all that this was your choice to sleep next to the deadly.
I believe you rolled some beautiful elven maidens come
Yes,
strolling
armed
along the edge of the
with
brook.
poison scimitars and ready to rob you of...
You didn't specify high elven, so yeah.
Okay. Would everyone kindly give me a wisdom check, please?
Ooh.
And I want to know who succeeded by the most. So the lowest roll, I guess, or at least... Well, who succeeded by the most?
Succeeded by 7.
Okay.
Succeeded, but not as good as Dorman.
Okay. Anyone beat 7? 7 is our best number right now. Ooh. Rilgo, what is your wisdom?
My wisdom is, I believe, a 11.
So, same.
11, so 7 as well, too. And Elanion, you got a 17, nice. You were distracted by something different. How did, and Druin, jeez. Yeah, so not, okay, so, then it's a roll-off between Steve and Rilgo. Each of you guys give me, now just roll a d20, whoever rolls highest.
All right, stood up a d20 off.
11. You got a beaten 11 there, Steve-O.
Oh, I'll beat an 11. No, I won't.
No, you won't. You'll roll an 11-11. Go again, guys.
Oh,
1.
man. Nothing. Here we
Astonishing
go.
fortune.
All right.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'll use this point of astonishing fortune, please.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
I'm going to demonstrate probability.
Why
guys.
did you just have to beat me but demolish me? Come on.
So I think what happens then is that you are, you're lying down. Well, so you're not lying down. You're near the side of the road. Give me 1 second. I just want to. In case you went racing by, I just want to make sure the puppy's not up to anything. So give me 1 sec.
Good thing about big party, lots of astonishing fortune.
True.
That's true, yeah. Nice.
So if anybody wants to know, I get a bonus against being surprised. So,
Okay.
because I'm a smuggler and I'm quick on my feet.
I'll be Kato to your Inspector Clouseau. I'll jump out of trees at you all the
Sorry,
time.
guys.
Test you.
Currently, anytime there's fast motion around the place, it usually means like, okay, what are you up to? We've got a big throw carpet or throw rug that's in the middle of one of our rooms that has like a couch on it and a big end table full of chairs or full of books. I caught her yesterday dragging the whole fucking thing like a chew toy. So
The end table?
Yeah, like the table's moving, and it was yanked out from underneath the thing. Yeah, so I just want to make sure that with Jed, my son's working tonight, so I'm the only one keeping an eye on the state of the place. Anyway, what happened is that you're down by the brook, maybe like washing the dishes or the cooking supplies or whatnot. Rolgo, when you the moonlight. Let's turn this sound down just a scooch here. There we go. The moonlight hits a certain angle, and you see something glittering in the actual stream. And it's about maybe 2 feet out, or the brook rather. The brook gets fairly it's deep, so it could actually submerge you at its deepest parts. But here it's only about maybe like a foot and a half deep at the near the edge, and it has kind of a coppery, bluish sheen to it. What do you do, Rogo?
Let's see. I will take off my boots and roll up my leggings. Oh wait, I will unroll my leggings and then I will wash my feet in the river.
Okay. So you wash. Your feet are now washed in the river. You still see something that is glittering with a coppery color in there.
I will take a closer look.
Steve, absurdist D&D player.
I have to have clean feet to check things out in the water.
Yeah.
I was having expected to say, not a damn thing, Kevin. I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd already readied my aquatic mimic joke too, but no. So if you don't investigate it, Steve, that's totally fine. You wash your feet and head back to camp.
Of course, I investigate. What is this?
Are you sure? You're gonna step right out into the water?
Oh,
away from your
I did just
allies?
dip my toes in.
did.
Surely my allies can still see me. I'm within eye shot.
You take a moment to look back, the moon over your head. Your allies
see
are there. They all seem to be around the campfire. They're talking about what, there's sort of bullshitting around the campfire. You look back and realize that, boy, you're very far away from that light. And you take one tentative step, one barefooted step out into the cold brook. Water is cold and rushing clear against you, and in spite of the height of the moon, it's actually a little tricky to see what's actually below the surface, because the brook itself is not very deep. It is fairly clear, but the reflections of the moonlight are casting strange shapes and images beneath you. You step carefully out to where this is and look down, and what you see is it's not just one, it's actually 3. And there are 3 blue or green tinged copper-colored stones. They're roughly circular, and there are 3 of them in here. They are stuck amongst some otherwise unremarkable stones, and it looks like from the deep, how deep the water is now is about up to your knee. So if you're going to bend down and reach into this cool water to pick these things up, you'd be submerging basically up to your shoulder.
Okay.
There actually might be, it looks like there might be metal that shoots through that as well too, like veins in mines.
Interesting. Not that I know much about mining, but okay. Well, I take off some of my leather outfit. I holler at the boys and tell them I'm going for a dip.
Okay. Given Rolgo's behavior today, everyone looks over. Rolgo is suddenly naked in the middle of the brook. Everyone's like, "Yep, that sounds about right."
One goal that he dies, guys.
So
Kalidor's like, yep.
yeah, it's his half brother. That's right.
Yeah.
So you now bare chested, you bend down And the water is cold, and you can feel it, chill. It's not so cold that it's not like ice water, but it's definitely cooler than the ambient temperature around. You reach down deeper and deeper in, and you're trying to look over the arm as you plunge it into this water to keep an eye on those stones. You grab one, and then a second one, and then the third, and you extract them out. Steve, do you expose them to the air?
Oh, it probably wouldn't occur to me not to do that with wisdom of 11.
Okay.
Yeah, and an enthusiasm of 18.
So you bring them out, the water dripping out of your hand, and you can see 3 beautiful, semi-precious stones.
Damn.
You look them over. They're not, gemstones. They're not something that would be fitted into a piece of jewelry. At least, certainly not a high value or expensive piece of jewelry, but something of value. If it's you wish almost that someone that you knew had some skill at appraising in order to figure out what this might be worth.
Huh.
Yeah.
Dang. Are they? Yeah, okay. Well, I suppose that I will take them back to the boys.
Yep.
Maybe I'm so excited I forget to put my clothes on.
So,
I wish he had died.
dripping wet and buck-ass naked, Whirlgo comes walking back into camp. You guys want to see my nuts? No, what do you say, Steve?
He's like, hey, guys, check out my rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I show him the rocks.
Okay. So you guys see, you all see the exact same thing that he's pulled out, and well, that has a double entendre as well, but
It's all three double entendre.
it's all double entendre. It's night
Did
tonight.
you get the pitch and pin reference earlier?
So you guys have an opportunity to see these things, and you would guess that these stones that he extracted from the water have some kind of value to them. They're not, it's not like he's pulled a gold piece or two out of there, but you guys know what stuff, when you recognize something that might be worth something as opposed to just a pretty shaped rock. This has some kind of precious metal inside it.
Dorman scratches his sideburns and says, well, I could probably look at them in the morning, see if they're magical.
You found these in the brook?
Yes, I did.
Amazing. Was there anything else around there? Can you show me where?
I'm happy to show you. Yes. Come on, brother.
Come walk with me to the water. You need to strip down, though, because,
This reminds me of the good old days. And do we go have a look, or is it?
Yeah, I want to go back and look around that
right.
area.
Sure.
See if there's anything else.
So you look around. There doesn't appear to be. You wait. You spend about maybe half hour or so wandering around, and you don't see. Someone just went scampering by. I want to make sure the rug is safe. You look around, and apart there's some some kind of neat looking stones underneath there, but nothing that matches the beauty and it contains the precious metal the way that these 3 did.
Any footprints or anything obviously around here that's draws my attention if I look around?
No, nothing. You carefully kind of look at the side, apart from the progressive disrobing footprints of Rilgo as he's shedding himself of his boots and shedding himself. It's like the opening scene from Jaws, basically.
Okay.
So, apart from that, then no, nothing.
All right.
Cool.
So, Steve, do you put the 3 river lamprey eggs, precious stones, in your pocket, or?
I put them right in my sock.
Well, they're about like that big.
Okay.
So that may develop,
Okay, we'll put it in one of my side pouches. I believe I have a side pouch
Hey,
on my belt.
do you?
Oh, I thought you were like a kangaroo.
My bad.
Yes. Little known, the marsupial half-elf. Okay, so then, guys, otherwise, then the evening passes uneventfully. It is a relaxing, night. The farmers don't seem to be quite as welcoming as what the other farmers that you met before brought you some food and stuff like that. But it may be that your fame has not stretched as far west of Millbourne as it has east.
Maybe the weird etiquette and strange conversation we had earlier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't seem that Magda was particularly enamored or impressed with old man Carmen. So it could very well be that she just thought, like, he's an idiot. He's hired idiots. Let's just leave him alone and hope that they don't die on the in the marsh. So then, the next morning, let's see here. You guys get up. Everyone packs up their tents. Okay. And what happens next, guys? Are you heading straight south down Cutter Brook?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
All right.
I found it interesting that she mentioned that it's encroaching into the hills as well. What did you guys think about that?
Yes.
That's
Yeah, because I would expect it to spread out like this way and up along the brook, but not back into the hills.
It definitely makes me think magic. Hmm.
Well, we were told it was magical.
Well, yeah, but he said a charlatan told him, so I was like, I need some more evidence.
Well, that dude thinks everyone's a charlatan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Does that change our thought process? Does that mean, do we want to head to the east? But not necessarily. So I guess we'd have to just go deeper in. Let's see what some other farmers close up say.
Okay.
Are you talking like skirt the mire itself and then follow the edge of the hills?
That was one of my thoughts, but let's hold off to make that decision until we get farther south.
Well, we can at least make that decision when we get to like the edge of the mire itself, or where it starts to become very thick.
Okay. So then,
Marshy.
let's see here. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is roll this here. Okay. All right. So, guys, unless you are taking time to kind of like to stop and try and chat up farmers as you're making your way south, you will be able to make it all the way down to the edge of the new mire within the day. Is that what you guys are intending to do?
Yeah, let's press on.
Well, she did mention the farmers near the mire would have information. So when
Sure.
we
Okay.
get there,
Once we
can-
could do that in the evening, essentially.
Yep.
yeah, we could
Okay.
apply for information.
So you make your way along the Cutter Brook, and Calidor and Rilgo, would you kindly each give me a wisdom check as well at, let's give you -4 on each of those. So count your wisdom as 4 less than what it actually is.
All right, so that was a 14. My wisdom would be a 7.
A 7, okay.
Yeah,
My
so
wisdom would be a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking, I know Calidor had mentioned going to look in the brook, so did Rilgo. You've been keeping an eye out, and you haven't seen any more of these stones, so you're not sure if that was, the only ones that were available or what.
Mm.
So did you need to hit the head there, Steve-O, or what?
I was going to do hit my light here. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, sure. So then the path along here, too, is the farmsteads themselves seem fairly
The
similar.
lens flare, but yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's just your, what do you call it? Choreo. It's cinematography by J.J. Abrams.
Yes.
So the path along along Cutter Brook is very similar to what you guys passed when you were making your way down the Churnet River, in the sense that it's like farms are right up to the edge. The farms have that like built up over generations look to them. This is clearly some of the oldest active farmlands in the region, and it really kind of, you know, as you're walking along and realizing like that some of these, this is no doubt like, you know, some of the earliest settled farmlands from 2 centuries ago. So this is 8 generations of farmers that have gone along here, and if this extends all the way to what is now the new Mire, then that's 8 generations of farms wiped out, you know, by the spread of this stuff. So I think maybe the actual impact of this on the farmers and what the actual losses were is kind of rings a little more true to you than just hearing someone trying to sell shit at an auction. What's your thought as to how to approach the people that you're meeting along the edge of the current edge of the new Mire?
Votes for Frogo to talk to people. No.
I think we should lead. We should lead with working for Carmen.
Kalidor sees nothing wrong with the way Hirelgo approaches the people.
Way to go, bro! Woo!
Yeah.
Just at least make sure he has his clothes on.
Should we give him
People
a
always like us.
list of questions to ask?
That would, yeah. I mean, like if there's guys we should discuss, sure. What should we ask?
So, guys, let's talk mechanically. Like this is not like you know, Pathfinder or modern versions of D&D where like Steve's going to sit there and make a bunch of perception rolls or whatnot. What we're doing is he's going to walk up. I'm using his charisma to set the kind of the response depending on how he's approaching them. That's going to set the initial kind of reaction of these people. And then you guys are free to roleplay. Like, you don't need to sit back and let one person do all the chatty.
Okay,
Yeah. Like, it's not... that's one of the fun things about playing this is, and why we're not rolling a lot of dice when we're in the social stuff, is because it's a little more organic, and you're free to roleplay your character as you feel is appropriate. If your character has got a, you know, dump stat for charisma, go ahead and play them as such. But unless they're the ones making the first impression, or they're somehow contributing to it, you're not going to get penalized for that. It's just Steve's going to be making the initial, going to be role-playing through the initial kind of encounter with him.
So I don't need to roll an etiquette check every single time?
You can feel free to do that and role-play your character through. I mean, John's been enjoying rolling cooking checks every time that he encounters something to decide whether he likes it or not. You know, and so like feel free to make use of that stuff as you like, but it's all just role-playing aids there. It's not something that's going to dictate the way the encounter is going to go.
Fabulous.
So, anyway, so yeah, but I mean, Frilgo, I take it you're the one who's going to be making the initial thing here?
Sure.
And is it the same type of thing where you're just going to walk up to people in the fields and that's it?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, I want to check the weather as well too. There it is. Boom.
Thunderstorms with a bit of frost.
What color are your leotards? I want to know.
They're purple.
Looking good.
So
Yep.
you're definitely a bard.
I'm definitely a bard, and I have poofy shorts and then leather armor over top of it.
I didn't hear poofy at first.
you thought he was going to like Hobbs's scat conversation. I had poopy shorts.
So I will point out again, once again, I'm the Pickpocket Press's Low Fantasy Gaming has my favorite weather chart for all the different games that I've got. Very easily accessible, and I dig it. Okay. Oh, jeez. You know what I dig most about it is because I roll rain so often on this chart.
I live in Oregon. I tire of it.
Yeah, true. Fair enough, eh? Okay, so then the unfortunately, I guess like this, whatever weather pattern is making its way through here in the summer. Thunderstorms last week or 2 weeks ago. Now, you know, rain is coming in too. So that means that there is. Oh, I gotta check the level of precipitation. See whose crappy tents are gonna be drenched. So this may, and I guess here's the role-playing upside to this stuff, is that if you guys are able to negotiate, like, sleeping in a barn or something like that, then you don't have to worry about getting drenched, you know, and getting extra sleep and potentially, you know, catching a cold or something like that. So you arrive here. The rain. There's still farmers who are working out in the rain. Though probably not quite as many as would normally be working. They're calling it a day a little earlier than before. You guys are a bit of a muddy mess by the time you get here because you're kind of tromping along the banks of the brook. And I think when you get to the mire itself, that is when you really kind of get it. Because are you walking all the way up to where the mire is and then kind of like backtracking to find where the local farms are? You definitely have time to do that because you'll be getting about early afternoon or early to mid-afternoon is when you'll be arriving at the new mire.
I'm assuming we could like see it from a distance, so we don't have to like walk right up to it, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's pretty much flat farmland here. So yeah, I imagine that's you can do that. Oh, what are we doing here? Everything.
Well, and it probably doesn't happen instantly. It's like the ground starts getting a little spongy, and you can kind of feel that it's getting more moist.
Yeah. It was exciting.
As this is such verdant land, it's probably brown in that area, or at least a very different color, where the mire is going to bring different type of plants.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
What are you barking at? Honey, get your toy. Get your toy. Yep, get your toy, sweetie. Get your toy.
Oof, oof. Sorry.
Is not happy. It's okay.
What do we use for casting time when a spell is a full round? Or it says 1 round.
1 round means it takes you the full. It does not. You don't finish casting that until the end of the next round. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab a toy. I'll be right back. Oh.
So our initiative. What do we put in there for initiative then? 10.
No, you just put down whatever initiative and say full round spell or something, because it'll go off. It's probably casting of 1, so you just add 1 to it, and then next round on that initiative is go off.
Just put 1 round at the end of the round, I would say.
Right, but when we're rolling initiative for our stuff, we normally putting in the
number.
Put a number in, right? Yeah, just say 1 round or end of the round or whatever.
Yeah, and it's, the thing that's important about those is that it spell interruption is a thing in AD&D. So if you're spending the whole...
Go ahead, Kev, sorry.
Well, it just means that you really don't need to worry about your initiative because it's not going off until the start of your next round anyway. It just means that if you're hit by anybody in the interim, your spell will be wasted. It's been interrupted.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I don't have to, if we're doing a full round spell and we're doing initiative.
Then you don't roll initiative, you just say I'm casting a full round spell. Everyone else will take their actions, and if someone hits you with a weapon or something, you take damage in some way, your spell's interrupted.
Okay.
Okay. So then, I was just looking for pictures of a mire here to get a sense of what we're looking at here. This is the image search that I've been able to find so far. So waterlogged grasslands is what you're going to be marching your way through here.
Like part of Alaska during the springtime.
Yeah. Yeah, permafrost, right?
Well, that, and there's suddenly 6-foot holes that you don't realize are that deep because it's full of water and a little layer of grass on top of it.
Yeah. That's exactly what you'll be traveling through. So you guys reach there, and I think the water, like the land underneath you is getting a little boggier and a little, like, it's a little more difficult. You're maybe once or twice, you're having to pull little Dorman out of the, as he gets himself stuck in there. So then you start doubling back and trying to find the closest farmhouse, and you'll find one. This is let's see here. This one, there's no one working outside, but or at least not in the fields. There's someone who's working near the farmhouse itself, and it is this is the first farmhouse you find closest to the to the mire itself. Then you will find someone walking around outside. It's a man who's in his, probably in his mid-30s, dressed like a kind of a farmhand, and let's see if he's surprised or not if he sees you. He just has completely oblivious to your party. He seems to be absorbed in whatever he's doing. So what happens? How does this play out, guys? Anyone?
Steve-O?
Oh yeah. Excuse me. Hello.
Oh, he kind of stops and turns and looks at your party. He looks a little concerned. Says, hello?
Sorry, didn't mean to startle you there. We're just travelers passing through. How are you today?
I'm good. Travelers traveling where?
We're not just travelers passing through. My friend misspoke. We've been sent by Lord Carmen to deal with or to investigate the new Mire.
Lord Carmen sent you down here, and he kind of like takes a moment to look over all of you. Really? He's taking this seriously then.
Very seriously.
Huh. I'm sorry. My name is Jacob. My family this is my farm. You're not traveling into the mire at night, are you?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So, with this godforsaken weather on top of you would not find a single stitch of yourself dry by taking 2 steps out into the mire, and even more treacherous than normal. If you have been sent by the Lord Carmen to address this, please, you must stay with us tonight. Our house is very meager. It is but a root cellar I can offer, but it is dry, and it is out of any kind of gestures around at the falling rain around you.
That would be much appreciated by our party.
Wonderful. Please, come, all of you, come. And the evening is spent with him. His wife is Estella, and he has 3 kids. The oldest is probably about 14. The youngest is about 3. And you guys can feel free to describe what kind of transpires here. These people don't have a huge amount of stuff to offer, but it's clear that they're breaking out the best they have if what you're doing is going in to put an end to this new Mire business.
Well, yeah, let's just put on a show and still some, love of imagination in these children.
Okay. Nice. Magic. Okay. So yeah, the kids are pretty, I think are pretty impressed. But let's see here. Well, I can see one could potentially go crying, right? It's like when they see someone in a costume.
Too cool for all this kiddie shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's just I think I've shared my opinion on fireworks before, and I've had that opinion since I was about 14. So, so you guys, you have Dorman is entertaining the kids with, and they are delighted by your magics. What are the rest of you guys doing? Any other thing that you're with this, bit of respite from your sleeping on the road?
I want to ask Jacob if, have there been other groups that have investigated the new Mire at all that have passed by? Maybe? Not that
I've heard of, and none of my neighbors. What remain, none of them have seen any. No. We've seen some very large birds flying over the Patchwork Hills, further south. At first we thought they were strange birds flying in the southern Patchwork Hills, but no. Alas, there's very little without the incentive of being hired and paid to travel into the new Mire. What is there in there? Flooded farmland. The sorts of incentives that normally I hear from tales of my grandfather would tell that would attract you. Riches, treasure, glory. How do you find that in a swamp? I'm grateful and surprised that Carmen would finally take this seriously. We've been so much lost in the past 2 years, and it took him this long to finally do something. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, and please don't make it think that I'm slandering Lord Carmen, but there are families who grew up here like me, like Estella, that a year ago could have benefited from this kind of attention. But I suppose, as they say, there's no sense in crying over a flooded farm. I should be grateful that the St. Cuthbert sent you and demonstrated the wisdom to Lord Carmen to treat this as the very dire threat that it is. So thank you. Anything else you guys wish to ask about?
So I'm not going to ask anything, but Elanion is going to take this time to search around the area to check on just like what sort of tracks and animal life is about here, if it's unnatural or if anything has been affected by
Sure.
some magical mutations or.
Do you have a tracking skill? Or
Yeah, I have
proficiency?
tracking, I have animal lore, I have hunting.
Awesome. So you are able to make a pretty good account of what is around here. Like the few farm animals that this family has left. I don't think that you find anything unnatural though.
Okay.
There's no like humanoids apart from what appears to be some of the farm hands and other human-sized tracks. No large animals either. Like there's no bear or like large reptile or anything like that, and certainly no unnatural or magical tracks and it's not to say that you would be able to recognize what those are, but you would know like this is not natural, and you don't find anything like that.
Okay. That's what I would spend most of my time with until I would return with the others.
Sure. Anyone else have anything that they think their character would be doing?
Calidor would be drying his stuff by the fire or the hearth, whatever he can.
Yeah. Okay.
He hates being wet. He doesn't like.
How come he didn't vote no on this then? What the
Well,
heck? His gold is going to keep him dry somehow.
it will make it all better in the end, Druin. All better in the end.
Well, before the party retires for the night, I'm going to detect magic on those stones.
Okay, nice. The stones have no magical aura.
Okay. Just making sure.
But they have the real sheen of good value, right?
They're definitely, now that you can see them in the the light of day, there's definitely a vein of copper that goes through them. And if you were checking them in Jacob's home, he'll say, "You found a cutter stone."
What are those?
Baubles, really, more than anything. Not nothing as grand as diamonds or emeralds or rubies or such, but beautiful. And of they can be found often in the spring and with runoff. We think that they come from somewhere in the Patchwork Hills, a vein of copper that we're not aware of. And let's see, who's got the highest wisdom here? I think it's Druin, right?
14.
14? Okay. Anyone got a higher wisdom than 14? No? So Druin, and I think because of your background as well too, you actually can notice that there's a little necklace that is sort of like woven twine that Estella's wearing, and it has one of those. It's not the identical, but it's very similar to the stones that Rilgo pulled out of the rock or the river. It's just they're not so valuable as you could retire, but if you were inclined to sell them, you may be able to get 5 or 10 silver in town.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
a little bit of luck. Perhaps
It's
it is a sign.
when I was a boy, one way of earning extra for the family would be to check the brook for cutter stones in the springtime. It's said to be good fortune for finding them. So, anything else you guys wish to do? Or anything else happen this evening?
Nope.
Nope, okay. Oops, jeez.
No beautiful elven maidens also knock on the door?
Nope.
Looking for somewhere to stay? No.
Nothing yet. All right. So then, the next morning, guys, what do you wish to do? What's the plan for the day today?
Do we think that there might be dangers ahead? Does anybody want me to perform the tradition of the Clangadin priests and bless the weaponry?
Yeah, let's see what you got.
What? Now Dorman's going for the blessing?
Easily convert.
I ain't converted. I'm seeing if it works this time.
Oh my
What
God.
works? It's a tradition. It's not a working of anything. Okay.
And I think Druin and Bergour, it's probably wordless at this point that Bergour just passes over his axe to him.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
God bless bows?
He blesses all weapons.
Well, here you go.
Part of the preparation, defeating your enemies, is making sure your equipment is in fine order. Your tactics are sound. Your body and your mind are weapons ready to be used.
I have those two.
So Druid goes outside and he starts looking over all the weapons, making sure everything's in good order. And then he says a prayer to his god, blesses the weapons, and hopes that we're able to use them properly to defend the land and the people. And he hands them back to the crew.
Okay. When you wake up, it appears that today the rain continues, but the wind has picked up. So it is a particularly blustery and wet day. Did anyone pick up like foul weather clothing?
Aside from my cloak, which I've got wrapped around me, I don't think it helps, but it kind of makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Nope, just my typical cloak and stuff.
Okay.
Guess I'm going to be using my endurance skill.
Endurance.
Well, and I paid extra for heavy boots, so my feet are warm.
My toes are dry. Nice.
Trin shakes hands with Jacob before we leave.
Yeah,
Thanks him for his hospitality. It was far more generous than he needed to be.
he thanks you. This is if. Oh, nice, Dave. Well done. He says this is you. You've helped me. So this is. You are far too generous, Sir Dwarf. Thank you.
I'm gonna cook them a fine morning meal just to get us started once I see the weather outside.
Okay. So yeah, you make use of now. Do you tap
Not
into
that bad.
do you tap into your own supplies, or do you kind of make use of what's there?
I'll
we
kind of
should
use a
be-
mixture of both. I'll use spices that I brought with me, the uncommon ones, and
I'll eat my own food if I have to.
Okay.
This family needs to provide for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, no, I'll mix some of my stuff into it too.
Okay. So guys, you are traveling along. Let me get a quick thing set up here. For no
15
reason.
days, Rash.
No particular reason whatsoever. Just feeling like,
Nothing to see here. Nothing.
sharing some of my the cool maps that we've had access to here.
Roman feels that having the god of battle bless his weapons has made them need to be used now.
We are we're at that point where we would have to make that decision. Are we heading into the mire, or have we decided not to and want to skirt the mire? and
Yeah,
head
why don't
to-
you?
Yeah, the wind and the rain is. Yeah, we want to go in.
I'm okay with going east and following the mire to the Patchwork Hills and then kind of following that south.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm kind of with skirting the mire, sure, just for a bit until the weather is
'Cause-
better.
I wasn't in the session. How big did the mire used to be?
There was no mire before. There used to be a Cutter Brook that would flow down from the what do you call it? From the hills, from the Patchwork Hills, but it didn't actually, it didn't spread out. There were farmlands almost all the way up to the edge of the Patchwork Hills.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the game is called, campaign is Night Below, perhaps something underground has caused.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like everyone to make a save versus metagaming.
Meta thought, yes, save
Yeah.
versus metagaming.
Meta thinking.
I'll also point out, when have you ever known me to run something as written?
I've never read it. I don't know.
Okay.
This is very strange for me because I know nothing about this campaign whatsoever.
Yeah, it is. It's because it was released in the 90s. I was in the same boat for that and some of the later Greyhawk releases. This came out when I was out of the game.
Well,
Right,
Calidor will vote for anything that is staying out of the water.
So I think we are in accord.
Yeah. So let's head east.
Okay.
Druin says a little prayer to Clangadin to protect the family and the farm, and
Okay.
they
They are grateful for your prayer. They don't seem to be well, he's made reference to St. Cuthbert, but there ain't no such thing as too many prayers. So they are quite grateful for your assistance, quite grateful for your support, and they are praying to St. Cuthbert for your safety and success. So then, guys,
I did have a thought, if you don't mind me interrupting you momentarily.
Not at all. You go right ahead.
What if as we ranged east, why don't we look out into the mire to see if we can see one of these farmsteads that have been overwrought? Because it seems like if there is something ranging about in here, that's where we would find them, right?
potentially, if you're a creature, even
Yeah, you're gonna go for
you
the
would
shelter.
you would stop at shelter periodically.
Mm-hmm.
So let's head east. But if we can spot like a abandoned farmstead between here and the hills, we're gonna range into the mire to explore that. Because it just makes sense to just wander off into the mire, right? We're not gonna find anything doing that. But if we actually have a goal in mind, then maybe we can learn something. I don't know.
No, I love that. That's a good idea.
I have a fear of farmhouses though, since playing Delta Green with Hobbs. I don't know. I might just stay outside and let you guys go in on your own.
Are you telling me I have to rewrite my vampiric sniper encounter here? Because that's just, you're taking all my fun away. Fuck, that was a great game. Okay. I think I've got something in here. Is that? Ooh, interesting.
I'm a big fan of Gabriel Picard's maps, by the way, and glad to see that you started using them.
Yes, started. Okay.
I mean, in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Come on, you. Oh, you darn thing. Come on. Cooperate. Same team here, game. Come on. Work with me, not against me. All right. Then. Sorry, guys. This is another one of those, once I set it up, we'll have it for good kind of thing. So forgive me for taking my sweet-ass time getting this set up here. Okay, here we go. Boom. Boom. And for those listening at home, I know this is definitely, I always hear so many emails of, Kev, I love watching you manipulate shit very slowly on the screen when we signed in to watch you play role-playing games.
I love how you drag out the drama by taking forever to set things up.
Yeah, exactly. The dragon drop, oh man, whew. You gotta be subscribed just to see Kev's dragon drop.
At least the music isn't terrifying.
I often find myself looking at your shelf in the background.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Trying to read the spines of the books. Yeah, exactly. I do that all the time.
Awesome.
This is the way it goes though when you're playing a sandbox game.
Yep.
There's really not, especially when you're doing an online sandbox game where, people maybe want more than a white screen and some dots saying, okay, these are trees or whatever. It happens to me all the time.
Well, and the way it works with our Ash game too is that like you build up over the course of the sandbox, you build up a lot of those battle maps, so you've got them ready to go in future. So
even easier when a guy like Hobbs comes in one week and says, "Hey, let's go to Eastdale," and then the next week he comes in and he says, "Hey, let's go south." Like,
I voted. I guess
You abstained. I'm just
I feel like Kevin drew it. I'm going to metagame again. I feel like Kevin drew us out of that because I thought he was all about it on Wednesday. Oh yeah, now Lord Camden's going to send you on some.
I had stuff prepped for both.
But now he's like, oh no, why don't you guys go down?
Nope,
this
there is no. This is the thing I love about this kind of game is that there's no right direction. You guys are free to go wherever the heck you want to go. And
yeah. I'm just trying to throw Hobbs under the bus, and it failed miserably.
Yeah. No, it's great. The thing is that you do the thing that's good with someone who's or multiple, like you guys are all sort of pitching out ideas for what you want to do and whatnot. Is you do need to have momentum. Someone needs to be pushing things along in this type of game because it is player driven. So that's great.
Well, it's tough though in a sandbox. Like we're playing Tomb of Annihilation in another group, and it's like half of the book is all of Chult, and half of it is the actual tomb. So it's like there's so much that you probably have prepped and ready, or places we could go. That like, how do you prepare for everything?
Learn to improvise.
We just decided, forget this. We're going to the Great Rockdale. Let's turn around and go back.
Yeah. Then what we do is, and that's the thing that's so much fun about this, and then that's the game, right? Like that's the thing that is the way that I approach. Someone was asking it, like the person who was mentioning about the populating the hexes and stuff like that. Like that's cool, and that can make for a really fun, kind of fun sandboxy experience. I like seeing the organic, like, oh, this is shown up in the random encounter, so let's figure out why that's part of the story now. I like having to reconcile what's randomly introduced into the campaign, into the overall thing, and then building from there as we go. Like those goblins. The goblins that you encountered were a random encounter. And it turned out that they were reflective of whatever, like a bigger picture of what's going on in the campaign. And it gave me a good opportunity to inject some story stuff in and some background into there. But that was a random element. It wasn't something that I had planned as like, and now I'm going to introduce this. Cool. So Druin, Bergour, make sure I got everyone on here. I need to make a single map where I keep everyone's tokens because this will be easier. Rilgo, Calidor, Elanion. I believe I got everybody. I just need to get Kobold 2. Son of Kobold.
Well, Kobold was busy then.
Kobolds? Just add a letter every time. Kobolds. Kobolds.
Yeah.
Koboldsta. Koboldstan. Koboldstang.
That's their hit points. Okay. There we go. And I'll make sure that everyone can see Kobold's health bar as it slowly drops.
I'm gonna get him barding one day.
How it's hold on, Kobold's hit points aren't 5. I thought it was 12.
It should be 12. That's what my sheet says. Yeah. HP.
Kobold second.
Oh, hit dice 2.
Oh, you have it on the monster sheet instead of the character sheet. It tracks them.
Okay, yeah, that's wrong then. So 12.
Oh, it's okay. I got it fixed. It
Okay.
is set. Yeah, no problem. So to make sure your hit points accurately. Let's see here. Wait. Boom. Come on. Fucking thing. Come on. There we go. Hit points. Boom. There we go. Okay, let me bring you over here, guys. And then what I want you to do is to set up your marching order for me, please. And I'll ping so you know where all of you are. And we can see to your south there is the spreading moor as well. And I think because Steve has insisted on this, we need to have something a little more sinister for this.
I did.
Stay next to me.
Oh, and it is raining.
Are we heading east?
Yeah.
trying to get Druin up near the front.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, Kobold will be towards the back with bows.
Okay.
Bows. Yeah. Oh, let's do that. Yeah. Got my bow ready.
All right.
Elandin also has his bow ready.
Has his bow at the ready. Wonderful. Wonderful,
Rilgo, are
wonderful.
you,
Shoot out the giant birds from the south.
Rilgo, are you rear guard or are you?
Oh, yeah. And Hobbs, if you wish to, I mean, you guys have been staying on farmland for the last little while. If you wish to hunt at the end of the day, let me know. And everyone, we have been traveling. This is your third day of travel, so you should be counting down your... you don't count a ration from last night. You were fed last night, but the ration from the first day.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to count a ration down additionally because I used some of it in the food that I cooked.
Sure. Okay, cool. Did, as well, did everyone purchase iron rations, or is anyone traveling with regular rations? No regular rations? No one wanted them to spoil on the trip?
Iron.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Okay.
Iron.
And we would have filled up at the creek before we left.
Okay. So then, let's see here. This is the spread for where everyone is at the...
I end up down there.
Some big mouth. Holy cow.
I faked.
Everyone fake stepping forward and then waits and lets Elanion walk ahead. Okay, get the clothy on point. Good, good.
Where did I go? There I am.
All right, let me see here. Randomly determine this. Oh, boy. That is bad news bears for someone.
Oh.
Captain
Owlbear.
Silverbeard.
Good enough though, an owlbear at a first level party. We gonna run.
There's no balanced encounters here, sir.
Nope.
Welcome.
Be balanced by beating feet.
OSR.
Yep.
So are we? We're not actually in the swamp at the moment, are we? Are we up to our hips?
You were traveling north.
This is just OS.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're traveling east, but we're north of it, right?
Yeah, and keeping an eye out on the things. And you can picture that the moor itself is shrouded in this pounding rain. There's howling winds going by. Where's my wind? There's heavy rain. Someone else commented too on one of our older ones that it sounds like. It says, "Is that rain? It sounds like bacon." So now I'm not gonna hear anything other than bacon. Okay. So what happens?
Bacon.
What was that, Jeff?
I just said sizzling bacon. It makes
Sizzling
perfect
bacon. Yeah.
sense.
Nah,
All right.
it sounds like bacon. Maybe turkey bacon.
Well, let's stop talking about food. I'm starving. Okay. So then, here's what happens, guys. Is you're all kind of walking along. Elanion's keeping an eye. So who was it who was keeping an eye out on the to the south to try and find some farmsteads?
Definitely Elanion's elven eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So he's tracking out. What is everyone else kind of keeping their eye out for, or what are they doing? Besides grousing about the wet on Calidor's part.
I'm keeping an eye up in the sky into the north because there's big birds flying around. I'm a small target.
Yeah, yeah. So that's yeah, I wonder what that might be. Interesting. Intriguing.
All right.
Be kind of surprised when it grabs me.
Steve's not sold. Nah. Fucking birds, Kev. Do better. Then you guys are making your way along when too late to react. You hear a low growl of and it sounds more like a deep and throaty cat sound. And I apparently don't know what a cat sounds like, so sorry. It sounds like vroom vroom.
Wasn't too bad. A little high pitch.
Zippity day.
Ooh, yeah. That frog that only sings when Rilgo looks at it. Guys, I swear. Okay, so what you see and what comes pouncing out of the overgrown weeds near the edge of the mire, is a... Let's see here. Oh, mama.
No.
Love it. Love it.
So I assume we're going to be burning Astonishing Fortune, right?
I would keep that at hand. I should strongly consider some Astonishing Fortune here. Oof. Okay. The growl comes from your left. I'm sorry, your right, and it comes from behind you. As suddenly, something leaps in.
Sounds like Red Dead Redemption. The Bobcats in Red Dead Redemption.
Scoff at my cat sounds before, will you? Because this, guys, is what you see. 2 ranging mountain lions. Now, unfortunately, they do have the drop on you guys. I rolled surprise beforehand to see, and you guys are unfortunately surprised. They then get to, let's see here, make an attack. And I'm only going to let them make 1 attack before we'll drop into initiative. But the first one pounces at Rilgo. Rilgo, what is... Oh, what did I do here? I put him on the map layer. Yep. Pro DM in here. Someone tried telling me a little while ago about what the hotkeys are to make him move it around, and I'm like, and then completely forgot them. So,
just the arrow keys.
My joke about the Etch-a-Sketch memory there, Steve-O, that's I speak from which I know.
Yeah.
All right, so then the first one, Rilgo, what is your armor class with no dex bonus?
I believe it. Oh, with no dex bonus? I think that's still a 7. Hold on here. Because my dex gives me...
What is your dex defensive bonus?
It is a -1, so I guess my AC is an 8 then.
Yeah, okay.
Really, yeah, lots of armor. Leggings are not great armor.
We're level 1. It's not that great ever.
Okay, so this one is going to try and pounce. Instead of 1 hit, it's not going to bite. It's going to try and hit you with both paws. So it leaps in.
Bad kitty, down!
Bad kitty. I take out my spray bottle of lemon water and deploy it. Now! Unfortunately, one of them hits, but fortunately only one, so it doesn't get a chance to deploy its back claws.
Ooh, thank goodness.
So you are raked along, Steve-O. Rilgo, you take 2 points of damage as this thing batters you forward. It's as heavy, likely, as what you are. And then Calidor, what is your armor class with no dex bonus?
No dex bonus. Let's see. My dex bonus is +2. And my
You wear leather, right?
Is 5, yeah. So
leather's 8 then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 8 as well. All right, and let's see, the 2 paws on you. Only 1 hits.
Oh, dang.
You take 2 points of damage as well, too. So it seems as if these things have a taste for elven blood. Guys, let's see here. Arlen was... Jeff's just back from vacation. We'll start Jeff rolling initiative here, because you missed a couple of sessions.
Sure.
And then we'll jump over to you, Arlen, afterwards, because you've recovered from your deathly illness. And then we'll go in the usual order. So, first up, everyone, as a quick refresher, you're going to add the speed of whatever your action is to whatever Jeff rolls. And Jeff is going to try and beat my 3.
On a D10, yes.
D10, yeah.
Oh, a D10. Okay.
Yes, D10, please.
High or low?
Low is good, because you're going to add your speed of your action to whatever you roll, and then we go lowest up to highest. So, if you could kindly add... you don't need to put what your action is, just the speed in there, guys. Excellent, excellent. And this is the first round. That was a surprise round. This is first round. You do not get the favored attack rate this round. Okay, it looks like we've got every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who am I missing? Who has not put their action in?
Calidor.
I just don't remember
Okay.
what my speed of my sword is. Okay.
Oh, sure. I think is a longsword is a 5, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's 8 total.
Oh, and you got a silvered longsword. Oh no, it was taken and given to someone else. I think Will's character currently carries it.
Was it Chael?
Yeah, Chael.
Yeah.
Take it back, Calidor.
Get it
me
back from the
it.
ghost.
He's not here.
All right. Well, I mean, is it? Oh my God, how great would it be to have weird cougars against you guys?
No.
They kind of look like that. They don't look. They look like they're standing upright. They don't look
It's an actual picture of a cougar as well.
nice.
Yeah. So then, guys, the cougars are.
I'm sure Rilho's very disappointed. This is the wrong sort of cougar.
They go first?
Knocks over the table. What's this bullshit?
Calidor's waiting for a female elf, and he hears cougar, and yeah.
Yep. That's why he didn't get the dex bonus.
Not the cougar he had in mind.
Oh my God.
Tent pitching and
Her name, the cougars' names are Stephanie and Kirsten.
hey,
Dixie.
that's
Okay. Okay. No, not Kristen. Kirsten.
bad. I don't know about Stephanie. That's a bad idea.
Okay, so then, guys, we're at the lowest of first. So first up, guys, is I rolled a 3. These things act on a, I believe it's a 3. Let me check again.
Tied with Dorman for 6. Come on.
Yeah, I think. Okay, let's see here. Maybe I think I confused this each time I've done this. So my whole thing about look it up once and I'll never have to look it up again, bit of a lie, it seems. So my apologies for my rampant lying. No, medium is +3. I'm right. Hot diggity damn. That means they're acting on a 6, guys.
Me too.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm going at 8. Sorry, I
Heroes
can't
go
add-
first. So, you know what? That's Shadow of the Demon Lord. I think it'll be simultaneous actions.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you doing, Dorman?
I'm gonna say, Druin, Bergour. The Calidor needs help, and I'm like, Kobold, get that cat.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my animal handling.
Okay. And
You want me
then
to roll it?
your animal is a medium-sized thing, so it'll act on. I'm gonna have it act after the cougars because your action happened on 6. I'll let the
Okay.
kobold's action happen
So
afterwards.
He's gonna try. I'm gonna stick him on this cat.
Okay, sounds good. Get him, boy. All right, so the next up is the mountain lion or cougar that is currently engaged with Calidor. Love that I've engaged the 2 5 hit point guys too.
Well, there are 4 of us, so.
Okay, so first it batters at you with one of its front claws. Nat 20.
No.
Okay, so Calidor, you take 2 more points of damage.
Ooh.
Oof.
He's at 1 now.
Okay. Steve and Jeff, are you guys not tracking on your token, or am I just they just
Yeah.
not?
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm tracking.
Oh, hold on, let me refresh.
Oh,
the,
I put in 3. What happened there?
I don't know. Oh, it could
You have to hit enter.
Press enter.
3 enter.
Hey, that's
Oh, no.
me.
I'm
That's
just
why I was-
hitting refresh on this on the
Yeah.
screen, guys. I'll be right back in a second here.
Yeah, Drogo, you did the wrong token.
Oh, that's why.
I did the wrong token. I can't see them. Maybe I should go. Hold on here.
Yeah.
Zoom in a bit.
It's the only one I can click on. That's why I assumed it was mine.
Oh. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right, I got it.
You're taking Elanion's health off.
I am. I was just saying. You would really go. Hey, you would take someone else's.
Hobbs, take one for the team.
Hey.
It's our clothy tank. Love it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to refresh. I'm just reorienting everyone's screens here. I have lost. Oh no, Bergour's back. Steve, I lost you again, bud. Sorry.
Okay. No, now I can see Arlen. Things
Yeah,
changed.
I lost Kevin. Let me.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
I've
Every now and then, Roll20 just gets perturbed with us, and we have to hit refresh.
so
Well,
weird the way it does.
It is juggling 7 people, so.
That's true. We do have 7 people in the game today, so there is that. All right, so then, looks like yes, okay, your tokens are updating correctly now. So for I get a cougar attacking Rilgo.
No. Hey, again? Oh.
Yeah, because it gets 1. I got another hit on you. Baff! Another claw batters you. only
gonna-
1 point of damage this time.
Well, I'm down to 2. All right.
Okay. And then it is. Let me hit. I'm gonna hit reconnect. See if I get back some of the people I've lost. I lost a whole bunch of cameras right now. And everybody except for Dave. Now everyone's back. Good, good, good. Okay, so then the mountain lions have gone, and now it'll be on 7, Druin and Kobold. So what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna. You want me to run Kobold first?
Sure.
I'm at 8, actually. I did bad math.
Okay, yeah, then yes, absolutely, Kobold's up first.
So Kobold or Jed there and try to maul the cat as it attacks
Nice.
Drogo with a bite.
Okay.
I think I programmed this in right, so let's see. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
The monster sheet does not appear to work correctly. I would just use the character sheet
I
for
did.
it. Oh, did you? Okay, great.
Yeah, 2 or less.
2 or less, that is definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Eat 2d4 damage. Haha.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Haha.
It seems there's almost a lesson about Hebrews to be learned from Roll20.
Nah.
Okay, so then, all right.
Kobold's a good dog.
So Kobold goes in and attacks this thing, trying to draw fire off of Rilgo. Then next up is Dorman, or no, not Dorman.
Nope.
Druin, Calidor, and Rilgo. You guys are all acting on this round. What are you doing?
Okay. Sword time. All my options. Here we go.
Okay. Well, you could withdraw as well too.
That's probably not a bad idea given my 2 hit point situation. 1 more shot and that might be it. So.
And this thing does have more attacks left this round.
Right. Okay. Really more. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cat.
There's lots
Busy
of
cat,
sharp,
alright.
pointy bits on this thing.
Okay. So just a 5-foot step is cool, right?
That'll be your movement then, yeah, for carefully.
All
You
right.
just moved in contact with the other cougar.
Drawn
Oh,
into the other one.
darn it. No.
This one seems friendly.
He's got 2 fewer teeth.
Okay, so that's Rilgo's action. What about Calidor and Druin?
Jude's going to move in with a charge, and it's a +2 to hit.
Yes, it is. -2 to your
That'll-
AC.
That'll count as a take away the -2 from my 2-weapon fighting.
Nice. So your first attack?
AC 7?
7. AC 7 is a narrow miss.
You could. Fortunate.
You're sitting on 7 astonishing fortune right now.
You know what?
7?
6.
6.
6? Do you guys
Three,
want me to
sorry,
use one?
Yeah, save Calidor.
Okay, I will try again.
Okay.
You want to document our loss of astonishing fortune?
Yep.
Yep.
Here we go. Nat 20. Beautiful. Big hit. Holy shit. All right, so then go ahead and roll damage. Here comes 8 points of damage. Wow.
Bad cat.
So you
Cat has a-
whack this thing. It is.
Cat has a new target.
It definitely has a new target. Absolutely. Okay, so that was on 8.
Wait, I can still attack.
Oh yeah, so
too.
Calidor, forgive me. Yeah, go ahead, Cal. What are you doing?
He's not a chicken. He swings his sword.
Nice. Atta boy.
Hit.
We go.
Money.
Ooh, have you missed? Want an astonishing fortune that?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Then
Well, I'm
next,
about to charge in,
next
so.
will be Bergour and Elanion. What
Uh,
are you guys doing?
I wanted to shoot my bow, but I don't know what you firing into melees you're using.
Fire and melee, we're going to use ash rules. So 1 to 3, you're going to hit.
Don't shoot my dog.
Okay.
The rules
It's
as
only-
written for
It's only
8.
hitting the dog, though.
Yeah.
Don't shoot my dog.
I'm shooting.
Damn it.
You'll be fine. You're an archer. You're like...
Yeah. He does have a bonus to hit because of his elven thing with bows. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I've attacked anything in 3 sessions.
Yeah.
It's also a need to
It fits with your-
actually do something.
Your character is hippie, you know. Can you really own things, man, or do they own you? Okay, Cal. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Elanion. Make your attack roll. Make Zine attack. Actually, Hobbs, if you could use the template, it makes it easier. Then we don't have to calculate.
It's not filled in.
Then it
Oh, wait a
seems like
second. Maybe it is. It is. Yeah, it is. I was wrong.
if only there was a way to remedy that. There will be a pop-up for modifiers as well too.
So I think it's
Which
just one.
No.
I'm lost on. There's like 25 pop-ups.
There you go. Nice. That was a big hit. So yes, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage. So I guess you've been keeping a keen eye. Nice. Keen eye on the horizon. And boy, that one's hit as well too. Now I'm gonna make a morale check for these guys.
Yeah, Hobbs, my first session playing this, I kept hearing people go submit, submit, submit. I'm like, what are you guys like trying to dominate these monsters? And then I realized when first attack, I'm like, oh, that's them attacking.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of prompts in it. Okay, so that is a big hit. It sinks an arrow into kind of its flank, and it roars out in pain, but it does not seem to be fleeing. So we're on to second attacks right now. So first up is
me.
Bergour first.
Bergour, who hasn't gone. Oh, sorry, Bergour. Yeah, go ahead. Kev, you're such a cheat.
That's a miss.
Do it.
That is a miss. Yes, it is. You want Astonishing Fortunate?
Sure.
Sitting
why
on
not?
5. Here we go. Big money.
That's another miss.
7 is another miss. Shoot.
Oh,
All right. So then, this currently has, so for its second attacks here, the first one, the one fighting Kobold. What is Kobold's AC?
it is 6, sir.
It is 6, okay. It misses it. It clearly was knocked off balance by him. And then
Well,
the
the
other
arrow
one,
kind of helped.
Druin, what is your current AC with the -2 penalty?
6.
6, okay. Okay. Whoa, misses you with his paw. Swings out at you, but you clearly knocked it off balance with your first big battle axe hit. So then, I think, is Druin the only one? No, Druin and Elanion have 2 attacks this round. So Druin and Elanion, Druin first, then Elanion first, and then Druin?
Go ahead. Elanion, go ahead.
Druin first, actually. Yeah, because
Okay.
you did better on the initiative. So go ahead and make your offhand attack.
Nope.
Yes, that's not good. And
And
Elanion,
that's
you want to fire
Short
again?
range,
-4.
is short range a bonus?
Only if you're specialized.
I'm not.
You're not. Okay, so that second shot goes a little wild. Then it is the final mountain lion attack, which is the bite. Now this is no fooling. First, the one snaps its massive jaws in the direction of Kobold. So what are we going to name your third dog?
The third.
Well, we don't need to worry about that right now because it's a miss.
I can always tell when you're going to do that. There's a tell.
Well, because I feel bad, I think, oh, like right now, when I feel bad for hitting, I mean,
Four.
where'd that big
Priest.
dice? Where'd that big dice go? So the jaws snap down on Druin, but you quickly pull back before those massive muscles snap down and breaking bone. You only take 2 points of damage. That is the end of the first round then, guys. We are now on to a more favorable round. You guys tied initiative, which means Jeff is still in charge of initiative. Jeffrey,
Jeffrey,
I
go
have a
Jeff.
question.
beat my 8.
On Big Ten.
I got a question, Kevin.
Yeah.
Will a hireling once told to attack keep attacking?
Always on your... Nope.
Okay, I have to direct it every turn?
No, it'll keep attacking.
Okay.
If you're choosing to leave it out to potentially lose it, then yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh,
So I got an 8. So I'm acting on an 11.
I got a
so am I.
4.
Okay, and remember, guys, do not make your decision for your character based on what I rolled. You're supposed to be making your decision before we roll, so don't... If you're making a decision based on where you're fitting the initiative order, that is metagaming. That will bring the wrath of Kev down on you.
No.
I almost killed Brent's character.
I don't even know how to metagame, Kev.
No, you're Jack. Are you kidding?
You
I
don't,
still
mate.
use your character from Iron Kingdoms as an example of intentionally taking decisions for your character development that were suboptimal. It was so great.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it looks like we got everyone declared then. So first up is going to be Rilgo and Calidor.
I'm going to switch from my sword to my blowgun.
Okay, your blowgun is now out. Okay, are you sheathing your sword or dropping it?
I will sheath my sword.
Then that's what you're doing this round.
Oh, then I will. Oh, man. I guess I gotta drop the sword.
Okay, drop a sword and the.
Oh no, I can't do it. I can't drop the sword. I'm gonna sheath it. All right.
Whoever says that it's bullshit making people spend rounds on that, having to appreciate that moment there of like, oh, what do I do?
I do
love
both.
it.
But yeah.
There's
So
no way what's
good.
gonna happen.
Okay, so Rilgos drops his sword to the ground, pulls his blowgun out. Calidor, what are you doing?
Swinging my sword at this thing again.
Okay, here we go.
Come on, good roll.
Hack with sword. Are you specialized in longsword?
Yes.
Okay, so you will have 2 attacks with it this round. It's just going to be, not right now, it'll be after everyone gets a chance to make a one. That is a big hit! Go ahead and roll damage.
Come on. Are these things small or large?
They are medium size. So small, medium.
Okay, small, medium.
Come on, big roll.
Big money.
Ooh!
Yeah! Woo!
See?
Eat that,
Jeff,
Jack.
what does it
That's
look like
damage.
as you hack this thing down?
That's
This is
nice.
an incredibly skillful strike.
Yeah, like I think I just sidestep it and like lop its head off.
Boom, it's down. You guys now see why you don't fuck around with this fighter thief. Boom. One guy gone. Amazing. Then I am acting on an 11, so I'm simultaneous with everybody. I'll let you guys make your actions first, but they do get their first action as well. So, who is up first then? Who wants to go?
I'll go in
Okay.
and roll in to hit.
Go.
I'm content to
Do,
wait because I might shoot somebody.
That's a hit.
That's a big hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Damage.
This already has an arrow sticking out of it and a wound from Kobold. Holy shit, so that is dead as well, too. What does it look like as you take this thing down?
Oh, well, I Rorschach style split its skull with my axe.
Nice. We're going to get letters.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, when I was too young to read Watchmen when I first read Watchmen.
Yeah.
And so that sequence is scarred in my brain.
Oh, yeah.
because-
No, that's
yeah.
I get that. I think there are sharks in swimming pools because my parents let me see fucking Jaws when I was way too young. All right, so then, guys, this is all first thing, like, fairly early in the morning. What's happened here?
Calidor.
How are you
Yes.
doing arrows? Oops.
Druin walks up to you and says, "You look a little worse for wear."
I feel worse for wear.
Yeah.
Well,
Rain pounding down. Now,
Clangadin can help you with that, my friend.
these are medium-sized creatures, which means there be some food that can be made of these things.
I'm gonna heal the wounded while you're booting.
Okay. So, Hobbs, you have training in, or Elanion at least has training in the thing.
Hunting and animal lore.
Yeah. So,
Is that what I
was-
heal?
Yeah, and Rilgo. The healing machine's not doing so well today, folks.
That's right, but thank you very much. All right, 4.
okay.
I'm half as less dead as I was a minute ago. That seems pretty good to Calidor.
Indeed.
Maybe get you guys in the middle of the party so that less easy to be surprised.
Yeah, Dorman says, good dog, you did good.
He got a barks at you. He's quite pleased with.
Yeah, when you dissect that thing up, could I get like a femur or a leg bone for the dog to chew on?
Let's if you guys choose. So what?
Well, then I'll hack a leg off. I got a cleaver.
Can you eat giant cat meat?
My dog can.
Yeah. So
Yeah, your dog.
this is a thing. This is each of these. One medium-sized creature is enough to feed 3 characters for 1 day. These figures assume that you're not taking, you don't have the knowledge or desire to skin and butcher your kills with expertise. In reality, you could get quite a bit more from this if you're spending the full day dressing these things. So do you want to take like a half hour to kind of hack off what you can and then cook that for dinner tonight, it'll allow you to not make use of one of your iron rations.
I'll make some really good food.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little confused. We just he hired us on for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, if we don't get it, we only get 50. But if we do it,
Yeah,
You
right.
said 50 each, and then 1,000 if we do it, and that's 125 each.
right? But after 2 weeks, then we don't keep going anymore because we're not getting paid, or that's what I'm
Well,
confused about.
I think if we're close, we keep going.
Okay.
He's paying us 50 gold for 2 weeks and a bonus of 1,000 if we complete this.
Yeah. So if we don't find anything in 2 weeks, we go back and
Yeah,
report.
if we're on day 14 and we're like, well, the cause is just a day away, we're not gonna quit.
I want that extra 1,000 gold. Yeah.
What is is this thing have value to us if we actually take a day to do it then, or? But if it takes us,
You're not at loss. Like, it's really just what I was using it to just to demonstrate the way the rules work for it. So like, you could, if you want to judge how much rations you can take next time or whatever, that's how you could butcher this thing. You guys you have enough iron rations on all of you to be out for 2 weeks and not have to, hunt for a single thing. So you can have it to have a way of shaking up and allowing you an extra day worth of iron rations.
let's just do that. I think.
Well, it's only for 6 people. So actually, it's, I guess, all of you guys. So this would be one, what do you call it? So one meal.
And this isn't going to be the last encounter Kev throws at us.
This was first thing in the morning as well, too. Like, we have
Well,
just started. So
we could be day 2 and have enough meat for a week, so let's keep going.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have to roll, Kev? Or-
Okay. No, sorry. I was just rolling to see what your day is going to look like. How much shittier it gets.
Yeah.
So, you finish preparing that stuff, and then let's take a look back at the regional map here.
So does Elanion take on the carving duties, or
Yes.
is that something you want to do, Elanion?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So you get down and you get the thing prepped, and then you're just making your way along here. I think you probably do see a farmhouse a little ways out. Let's say, I'll do. I'm going to roll randomly to see what the distance is, because there's a great chart in the DMG about setting random distances for encounters, depending on terrain. I know that's in a lot of modern games as well, but I dig it.
Whatever it is, it's a surprise.
Well, this is not necessarily an encounter. It's just to dictate what it judges is kind of how far you could see, when you're paying attention. And Hobbs, would you kindly give me, because you're the one keeping an eye out, would you give me 5d10 roll, please? 29. So about 200 and, well, I mean, really, let's round it up, 300 feet out in the to the south into the Mire, there does appear to be the ruins of a relatively recently abandoned farmhouse. Can't really make out a lot of details for it, but the fact that everything's still standing, including the fence that's kind of poking out at a slight angle, out in amongst the mire, and actually, let's say it's 300 yards out. Hold on, would you even be able to see in the rain like that? No, let's keep it at
Football field.
300 feet. That's probably about as far as you can see.
I can see it, but I was pointed out to my brethren and moved forward. I meant to ask you about arrows too. I don't remember what your rule is.
It's basically like there's some good rules for it in the complete elf handbook, which is that you make a save for the elf, but it works out to be basically 50-50.
All right, yeah.
So just roll, like, you can choose evens or odds. Whichever one you roll, your arrows are destroyed or not.
Or just keep one if I shot 2.
Well, no. I mean, you can roll, because I mean, like, you may luck out, or you may get shit luck with it. So
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Because I don't want to lose both of them. I'd rather just take the half.
No. You gotta roll, like you.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah. Like, where the fuck?
Hobbs like, I don't want to roll, so I'm just not going to.
Evens is always good.
Nice.
Yeah, boys.
There you go. So you recovered both of them. There you go. All right. So then, now that you got yourself recovered, you're making your way along. Describe for me how you're making your way out into the mire.
Going into the mire?
Does anyone
Yeah,
have?
we're gonna investigate the farmhouse.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to just like fall into the water or whatever, so we should probably put someone who can check the terrain and move forward. Like, does anyone else have survival?
No.
You're the party's west, it looks like.
All right, so I guess Elanion will attempt to move forward using his weak knowledge skills from woodland, because obviously they have, moors and such in woods as well.
Yep.
Quicksand and that sort of thing, and try to make sure we can pinpoint. Let's move into single file maybe, and you guys try and follow my steps. That way we're not...
You didn't say quicksand, did you?
ranging out in a different way, and then move forward, bow out.
Okay. So you take point and carefully make your way through the mire, and it's difficult going. The grass is so thick that you really can't see down at the surface unless you sort of like push with the staff of your bow, or kick aside with your foot. So every step becomes this treacherous thing where you're not quite certain how your feet are gonna land. The dwarves, how tall are you guys again?
4'3".
Druin's
I'm
4'3".
4'4".
4'3", 4'4", and Dorman, how tall are you?
I am 3'8".
3'8". Okay, so
I'm a big gnome. In multiple ways.
So I think the actual grass along here probably is only about maybe like 1.5 feet tall. So it's not, it's not like you're being obscured by it, but like every time the two, especially the dwarves, because you are substantially heavier with your armor, every time you hit a point where it is soft ground, like you're way down and having to like pull your boot out. If you're going single file, it will be easier to sort of track your way towards this farmhouse. Calidor, you are cursing even more the falling rain, because you can't, it's clear that every single step is into this thick, sticky, it's almost as if the mire itself in some of these steps is trying to pull your boots off. However, with some careful with a determined and careful approach, it takes you guys about, I think, maybe half an hour to finally make your way to cross the intervening distance. And as you're getting closer, it's kind of eerie that much of the farmhouse is still very much intact. Like, this is not the kind of thing you see on the side of highways where the roof has collapsed in and there's just the skeletal remains of a barn or the remnants of a fire. This is a still standing thing. This is as if someone had walked away relatively recently. The one exception with Elanion, you're at the front there, you can see that there are broken windows on the main floor.
I'll glance back at Calidor and then remember his kitty wounds and motion the people forward, and I'll cover them with my bow, whoever wants to go.
Okay. So you've got your eyes trained on the blackened darkness inside the windows with the falling rain and the kind of diffused light in the area. These windows might as well be opaque. So really, the only thing you can see is a little bit through there, and you're keeping
that glass anyway, right?
There's a little bits of glass. It's only really broken in like 1 or 2 panes. These are the kind of like, take panes and take 2 sticks of wood and kind of build the windows that way. Who is then taking point as Elanion is doing Overwatch?
Or you could go through the door if you want to. We don't have to go through the window. It should be like a fighter type, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be the first one in.
Okay.
I'll be second.
So, Bergour, the 2 dwarves, sort of stomp their way forward. What is everyone else doing? Dorman, Rilgo, and Calidor.
Dorman will try and keep watch with Elon, just because he has a bow. He's really good with it, too. And just have the dog just sitting next to
Okay,
him.
so Dorman's got the bow out, and Calidor, or what you notice is Kobold 2 sits there and sniffs and kind of gives her a low growl in the direction of the...
Since I haven't trained with Kobold the Second long enough to kind of know his mannerisms,
No.
That concerns me a little bit.
No.
I look at Elandin.
I'm telling you, you don't. You have not been with that dog. This is something I have direct experience with. You
Well,
don't
yeah,
have...
but what's getting me is that he's upset, so I'm like, there's something maybe going on, so I just look at Elandin and like, they look around.
Okay. Yep, I buy that. Forgive me. You know that. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. No.
What about Rilgo and Calidor? Calidor is a pretty accomplished archer himself, right?
Yeah, I think he would pull his bow out at this point and have it trained on the house.
Okay. And Rilgo, what are you doing? Are you joining the two dwarves as they make their way up towards this abandoned farmhouse, or seemingly abandoned farmhouse?
Yes, I'll pull out my very threatening blowgun and stand behind one of them, and then yes, shoot over their shoulder.
Okay.
If need be.
So it is a frustratingly slow progress through here, and part of the reason is because it's it's a slog to get through. But I think with the prospect of potential combat, am I correct in thinking that Bergour and Druin, you're now, like, it seems more like this is an adversary standing against you, so it's not the slog, it's fighting against the resisting elements. Is that right, guys? Or
Totally.
okay.
Yep.
So you stomp your way up, and as you guys get in closer, what you can see, it wasn't quite visible from a distance. The door is actually open, and it has not been broken open. It's been opened and left slightly askew. And the howling wind that is coming from the far side, which is the only reason why this door hasn't been slammed open by it. But you can see it moving ever so slightly in the slight bit of wind that is around here. Your beards are drenched with the falling rain. You have dark vision, so you can see inside as well, too. And it looks like through what you can see through the broken windows. Because, again, the rest of the windows are so stained and streaked with water and whatnot right now, you can't really see through them. The interior is what remains is disarray. Broken things. There's a table overturned. What are you guys doing? Bergour and Druin in particular. You guys are the ones who are... You're now, I'm picturing, about maybe 50 feet away.
Get to the door?
Yeah, I think it just advanced up to the door.
Okay.
Shield up and at the ready, and battle axe, like on my shoulder, ready to come down.
All right.
Full on,
So you make your way up to the door. Dorman, you can hear again Kobold's low growl as he sits next to you.
Okay. Well, Dorman at that point is he's gonna take a Kobold with him and start approaching, kind of like an on-point cover.
Okay.
And while Elendin and Calidor...
So that's your intent.
Okay.
Druin and Bergour, you're at the door. I'm sorry, did you guys have a plan for how you're opening the door?
So Bergour is left-handed with his shield in his right, and I'm right-handed. So the shield's kind of almost in between the two of us, mostly on him. And
you got Rilgo behind you as well, too, with his blowgun.
With my blowgun.
Yeah. And since I've got the two axes, I'm going to use it to push the door open.
Okay. So you push the door. From here we see it creak from the unoiled hinge, revealing the contents within. And we end our session with a shot of the two dwarves, their shields locked, the pouring rain outside, framed by the... Oh, one shield. One shield.
Yeah, Druin's not allowed to use his shield
right.
anymore.
Yeah, that's right. The dual-wielding Druin, the shield presented to cover his battle brother, and framed by the dark frame of the door. And we'll see what happens inside on Wednesday. So
I can only wield the shield actually in defense of other dwarves, but
there you go. So guys, let's talk about XP. let's see here. You faced. Let's see here.
Talk about XP, baby.
You faced some cougars. No one used any skills. Did anyone use any spells? I don't think so.
I used detect magic, but I don't think I overcame a foe with that.
Yeah, that wouldn't. No, you didn't even detect any magic on it. With
Entertained
it,
some kids with cantrips, but yeah.
No. That nope. So anything. What will be beneficial is if you tell me things you did that will attract XP. Not what didn't. We watched.
Surely really go skinny dipping.
How
is
many-
worth of XP?
Hit dice were the cougars?
Say again. Oh yeah, sorry.
Hit dice for the
I
fighters.
think there are actually 3. Let me double check.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, you guys did really well against those things.
Nice.
3 total?
Let me double check here. And I think it's 3 each.
Oh,
Yeah, so 60.
So it's here. Yeah, and Steve, you get 5 XP per hit dice for these things.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 hit dice. No joke,
Nice.
guys. Boy, oh boy.
baby. Woo.
So that's at 4. Okay. Anyone else have Elanion did not use any spells. Druin, you used stuff after combat, right?
I don't know if you're counting the armor each time or not, or what.
yeah. I'm not counting the healing as...
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll let you count armor.
Okay.
So
it's only occasionally anyway.
Caldor, remember you get the bonus XP for it's 10 XP per hit dice, so you should get 60 extra XP.
Bonus, okay?
Yeah,
and that
bonus
goes
XP.
to my fighter. 60
Goes to your
my
fighter. That's right. Yeah. Okay, and then the total, guys. How many astonishing fortune do you have left?
4.
4. Okay, I'll give you some XP for that. Okay. All right, guys. So, a whopping
Boppin'.
and boppin' XP reward. There are 6 of you tonight. Boy, oh boy, gents.
It's gonna be big. I can feel it.
I'm gonna do actually. I'm gonna give you 1, 2. One thing we gave XP for in our sandbox game for Ash was each hex that you explore would give you XP as well too. And I think I would give you guys a little bit for that too, because anytime you're opening up, more black regions on the map, I think that's pretty darn cool. So it's 3. We'll give you that 2. All right. So, gentlemen. Without X, hold on. Everyone here gets the 10% XP bonus for all their classes, right?
I do.
Yes.
Oh no, Druin doesn't.
Druin doesn't. That's who doesn't. Okay, I couldn't remember which person. All right, then the total before the XP bump is 132 XP for tonight.
Oh, nice.
And let's see here, Rilgo, you are. Does a bard get the same loot bonus for that other rogues get?
No, they don't. They get that fighter hit die thing instead.
Right, but what's the other thing they get then? Because
I think they're using their skill.
oh, for using the skills in that. Okay, so it's not the treasure. Cool.
You want to know something funny, Kev?
What's that?
I'm 10 experience away from Thief.
Of course you are. Jeez, that's awesome.
But it won't matter until I find a trainer. So.
Yeah, you guys got to find your trainers. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so then for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 7 of our Night Below campaign. This was a pretty fucking cool one. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to respond in a timely fashion. Or alternatively, you can reach me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Dungeon Musings. You can also shoot me an email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. And if you want to chat with any of us, you can follow the link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server as well. We've got channels set aside for all the different games that we run on the channel, as well as channels for finding a game, there's a play-by-post one. There are Dungeon Dogs, where we share photos of our dogs and cats and other pets. So yeah, you can feel free to join us. All of everyone you see here is active on that Discord server. Now that Steve-O's joined us. Yeah, if you have any questions for the players themselves, that's a good way of getting in touch with them. In addition, there is a link in the description of the video to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. If you, the charity fundraising campaign right now, I have not updated it for the new year. I'm doing it as of February 1st. Currently there's not a lot of variety that's available on there, but what I will say is that all donations that are made through that go to benefit the SOS Children's Villages International charity. It's a really terrific organization, active in over 130 countries, that provides support and structure and actual living environments for kids to be kids for over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children around the world. It is a really amazing organization. And all donations that are made through that campaign go directly to benefit SOS Children's Villages International. Again, like if you want to hold off until February to see what the new rewards are, my feelings will not be hurt. But if you are just interested in making a donation to help out SOS Children's Villages International, that's a way to go and learn more about the organization and to make a donation. Last but not least, I want to thank my 6 players who showed up tonight. Hobbs, who abandoned another game. Jeff, who came back from fucking vacation and sat up to play. And Dave, who gave up time with the lady to come and hang out with us. Arlen, who's fighting illness. And Steve and John, who are just once again putting up with my bullshittery. So guys, thank you everyone for playing tonight. I had a lot of fun. I can't wait for Wednesday's session. Awesome. Then, for those listening at home, once again, thank you so much for joining us for Session 7 of our Night Below campaign. I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. And until then, happy gaming.